Yes, I'll begin.
They call me the father of the atomic bomb. They call me the destroyer of the cities. They blame me for killing the millions. Oh, believe me, I just don't want to do it. I don't have any options. It was a war. We have to stop the Nazis. We have to stop them. And I have to take those bad and evil decisions. I never wanted to invent it. I never wanted to invent the atomic bomb. It's an indestructible force. But I just wanted peace, a healthy society. And for that, I had to do it. When I was on the theory lessons, when I was taking those bombs on the final testing site, we were expecting it to be half of TNT blast of same weight. But when we actually tested it, it was 50 times of TNT. And at that point of time, I knew it. I knew it. It's going to create something. It's going to create something. And that is fear. Fear it is. Fear in the hearts of everyone who have seen it. And that fear has stopped the world war. That fear has stopped a major war or any world war from a last 8 decades. Last world war killed 7 crore people. I have saved millions of lives there. They were killing my people. They were destroying my religion. They were killing the greatest minds on this planet. They were torturing them in the concentration camps. They have killed 6 million Jews out there. Not even that. We don't have much light on what Japanese did in China. There used to be streaks of people killing on streets in China where they were born, raised, and grown. They just don't use bullets. They used to behead them with kataras. They don't fear anyone. They don't even fear God. Now imagine them. Imagine them with an atomic bomb. An atomic bomb in their hands, just a trigger away. Shivers my bones. And I believe yours too. I have to protect my nation. I have to bring back every single soldier from war that has been dying there from years now. Some of them can't make their way back to home, not even their dead bodies. They were just dying in their trenches. Someone has to do it for the sake of my nation. And I was the one who did it. At last, I just want to say, I have become death, the destroyer of the worlds, the destroyer of injustice, the destroyer of inhumanity. Everything that comes in the way of this world, I'm going to deal with it. I am the savior of society. I am the Caesar of the World War. I am Julius Robert Oppenheimer. That's all from my side. Thank you.
So, Ayush, you spoke really well. Congratulations. So, I have a
Special
question
sauce
for
for you,
you.
Aisha. You can turn on your camera.
Okay, okay, it's over. Sorry. Yeah, man. Please continue.
Yes, so jurors, please go ahead with your questions. Then I'll cross question if I have to. Jurors, second year
So,
jurors.
Mr. Oppenheimer, you speak so confidently that you were right, that you did to save your people, save your country. But I don't see any kind of remorse in you. The nuclear weapon, a weapon of mass destruction you created, capable of killing so many people, there's no remorse or regret in you.
Why
How do
should
you?
be? Why should be regret of killing some people? How many people were killed in Germany? How many people were killed in France? Someone have to do it. I've told the stats. 7 crore people died in World War Two. 2 crore people died in World War One. And these are just stats. Stats given by some governments. You know the actual number? Nobody knows. Not even me, not even any government. Nobody knows how many people have been died in forests, dump yards, deserts. In Saudi Arabia, no one knows that. Someone had to do this, and that was me. I killed
Oh,
so
so
many
I
people.
see.
Yes, you are right. I
No,
killed
no,
2
no,
lakh people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
no, Mr. Oppenheimer. So I see that your answer to death and destruction is death and destruction, right? Mass
Yes.
killings, destructions of
Or
cities.
sometimes to keep the peace, you have to stop the peace. That's it.
And who sets the boundary for this? Where's the limit? Who is going to limit
Oh,
due
you're
to
gonna put the limits?
due
Why
to
don't you put the limits
yeah?
on Germany at that time? Why don't you put the limits on Germany when they were killing the Jews? When they were destroying my religion? Where were you then? Tell me now. There's no limits in war.
But due to your invention, there was a massive increase of arms race, escalations in arms productions, ballistic missiles all over the world.
Hmm.
Does your invention lead to the global warfare?
Okay, then tell me the wars in which my weapon have been used except World War II. Tell me a single war. Do you have an answer?
But it
My
did
war have
initiate a
created a
chain.
yes, it did initiated a chain. And that chain has stopped the wars from going stopped the countries from going into the war. They fear that the same country or the other country, their opposing country, have nuclear weapons. And that fear is stopping them to go into a war. No single country
There
can
might,
come and just attack any of the country or start a war because they fear my invention. That's it. Yes, there's an arm race. There's an arm race. Okay, let it be. There used to be an arm races. There used to be armed races before atomic bomb was created. First, they were for some metallic pieces known as swords, arrows. Then gunpowder came into the thing. Then of guns. Then of cannons. Then of in 19th century or the 20th century, machine gun was invented. Then World War First happened. There were arm race of everything. Arm races will continue. The fact is, wars should be stopped, and I did it.
okay, Oppenheimer. I think so. Once you represented your character very well. But in the end, there are no winners in war, especially if it is nuclear. Any other jurors like to question him?
Okay, so Sir Oppenheimer,
Hey,
I would like.
Oppenheim.
Yes, Srishti, you may.
So, how does it feel to be the reason every day clock is set?
Ma'am, I don't think you are audible. And can you please repeat the question?
How does it feel to be the reason behind everyone's doomsday clock is set?
How does it feel like to be the reason? And then I just lost you, please.
Christy, actually, you were
Behind
muted,
everyone's
so
doomsday clock
repeat,
is
yeah.
set.
Behind everyone, and sorry, can
Doomsday
anyone
clock
else?
is set. Am I audible?
Now you're
Yes,
audible.
you
Please repeat it, ma'am.
Just a year. How does it feel to be the reason behind everyone's doomsday clock is set?
I'm still not getting your question, ma'am. I'm extremely sorry. Um, any other jury, those who have got their question, can you please repeat it? Anyone else?
the jury will ask the questions. You don't have to call them out. But also, very surprising that Oppenheimer is feeling sorry that he cannot listen to the question and answer. Anyways, please continue, guys. Jurors, please go ahead.
Srishti, I guess your mic is off.
Just wait a minute, Ansh. We'll be repeating ma'am's question, okay?
Actually,
Okay,
what
ma'am.
happened was Srishti was muted from my end because I had muted her back when someone was speaking, so she had to speak up, so I had to mute her. But now I have unmuted her,
Okay,
and now
okay, sir, no
she's muted
problem.
from
I'll wait for a while.
yes, so she's now muted from her end. So Please, by the time Shristi joins and asks a question, the other jurors can please hop on and do their interrogation. Please go ahead.
Okay, so Mr. Oppenheimer, you talked about, the mass killing of people in Germany, mass killing of people in Japan by Japan. So don't you think there was an other alternative of atomic bomb? Because considering, do you believe that despite the horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the invention of atomic bomb has pushed the human race towards self-destruction? Has the legacy of your work been one of progress, or it has led us, the human beings, towards self-destruction?
Okay, you are saying my invention has just gone towards destruction. Okay, let me introduce you to the nuclear energy first of all. Then, secondary, I would like to tell there are other methods to stop the war. Yes, there were other methods to stop the war. Have you heard about the wildfire of Tokyo? Let me tell you about the wildfire of Tokyo. Several days back, before the atomic bombs were dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, cluster bombs were used by the American government to bomb the Tokyo. And the average temperature of Tokyo at that point of time in the night was 6,000 degrees Celsius. Are you getting it? There were used to be destructions. There is a reason why Tokyo wasn't bombed with atomic bomb. That's because it was already destroyed so much. Already there was so much destruction. There was nothing left in Tokyo to be taken. There were other methods. Yes, there were other methods. What other methods? They have killed so many people. You're gonna plead them, oh please forgive us. Take our land, kill our people, rape our women. That's you gonna want? Okay, there were other methods. Yes, American government in 1939 have sent a warning to the Germany saying you should not touch any other states. Tell me what happened then? They attacked Poland, took Poland, killed Jews there. What happened about the advisory? What happened about the warnings that American government give? Nothing. Piece of paper. Unless you throw a bomb on them. These are just waste until you do something. There are no other methods or no other ways of going to the wall. It was Empire of Japan. They were manhandling everyone. They were committing suicides when it comes to checking them, or when you come to arrest them. They were committing suicides. They just don't want to come into under your arrest. Just don't want to do that. They have
Ansh,
nothing to lose. They are just going into the
Anshan,
war.
great performance. Your time is over. I think so. We should move on with the next candidate.
So, Parth, let me ask a few questions first from Mr. J. Robert
Yes, yes.
Oppenheimer. Yes, Mr. Oppenheimer, I have three questions in total. Sorry, not three, four questions. Please answer them very quickly. Do you know
Okay, I'll try.
for how many deaths have you been responsible directly? Do you know the answer to this question?
Directly, two lakhs people were killed, and after that, the radioactivity and several other things happened there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, both there. And yes, there are a lot more than that. Okay, I am responsible for that. Yes,
And indirectly, can you approximate numbers? Just a hunch, not the specific numbers.
I
Just a
believe
hunch.
2 lakh plus. That's what the government says. 2 lakh
So
plus.
you didn't even bother to
That's,
inquire for how many deaths you have been responsible after creating a weapon of mass
I
destruction?
bother. I bother. I care about it. Then what? I do care. Then I don't have any other options. Someone have to do it. Yes, I have done bad things in my life. I believe it. Then what?
So
Someone has
if
to do
someone
it.
had to do it, if someone had to do it, why not the Nazis and why only you? Do you not think
Because
that you
I
are
am
also
the one
playing?
who can do it. I am J. Robert Oppenheimer. There was no one in the whole of America who can invent atomic bomb. I was the head of Manhattan Project, man. What are you talking? No one else
Can
can
you
do that.
can you
I am the only one who can
yes,
do it.
exactly, yes, very good. Can you please tell me why did America start building the atomic bomb in the first place? Was it because they were
Oh
planning on
yeah,
building an atomic bomb, or was it because they were listening to rumors from Germany that Germany has started the construction of an atomic bomb?
I know the whole story about it. Okay, it was Albert Einstein who first told the American president Roosevelt that there has been rumors that Germany has been developing an atomic bomb, and then we developed it. Just for the sake of safety, we developed it. Yes, you are very right. but we had to stop the war. And it's the safest and not safest, I would say, it is the shortest way of just ending the war. Empire of Japan is not going to go it so easily. And even if just 4 months away, if the Germany or the Nazis survive just 4 months away, we are going to drop a bomb on Berlin. That's for sure. We're going to do it. It's not about
So
just
if
doing
yes,
it.
yes,
It's
I
the
understand
time
that.
also which matters. No,
Yes,
say
Mr.
just
J.
one
Mohammed
second
Fahmy.
more.
Yes, yes, please.
Do you know about the World Trade? How many people starved when there was war going on in the whole world? How many people starved in India? How many people have starved in the Africa? All of this just happened because of two silly, dumb countries fighting just for nothing, just for something that happened 20 years back. We had to stop them. Time matters. We can stop the war. We can bring back Japan on their knees, but it would take how much time? How much deaths? How much soldiers have to die there? How much Americans have to die there? It
Hmm.
matters. Time
So now,
matters.
please tell me before you go on with your monologue. Please tell me why did you first start to bomb Japan and if not Berlin and not Germany? If you were against Germany killing or mass killing Jews, you said, and I'm touting your own words. A while back, you said that it was the Germans who were killing my people, people from my religion. So, is
Yes,
this
sir.
all a religious battle for you? Is this all just a petty religious issue for you? That no, if they are killing people from my religion, and also being a religious person, do you think that mass killing people on the higher end of 2 lakhs will help you achieve salvation? Being a religious person, I'm asking you. Because if you are a religious
Okay, you are
person, then
saying a
you,
religious
yeah,
person. I have been to
I'm asking two
Germany. I've
questions.
studied.
Two questions.
Yeah, I listen that. I've heard that. Sorry, I have been to Germany. I've studied there, and I know how those people are. I know how people of Germany, the Jews of the Germany, used to live there before the coming or the rise of Hitler, or after the rise of Hitler. We both knew that. Okay, it's not something I've seen it or you have seen it. We all have studied about it. And you're saying I'm a religious person or I have dropped the bombs over there. How many times I have to explain this simple formula? 2 lakh people I killed, or some amount of people at the end, compared to the 7 crore people died, and many more to count if we didn't drop a bomb there. Many more to count. Someone have to take those hard decisions. Someone, and I'm the only one who could do it. That's why put a step forward. And yes, I ended the war, not just for once, but for a century coming ahead.
Mr.
Even you were saying
Oppenheimer,
about the
yes.
religion. One minute. You were saying about the religion. Even the Vishnu were Lord Vishnu used to be strived by everyone. Even Vishnu Pitama, the great, he used to say, "You destroyed my home." What else? He used to take all those blames. Very simply, yes, I did it. For what? For the sake of humanity, for saving the dharma, for saving the Indian culture. Someone has to do it. Someone has to start the war and stop the war and kill those evils. And I was the one who did it. I'm a religious person. That's why I did it. That would be a more correct and a moral answer to your question.
So, in your last few statements, you have also compared yourself to God now. I cannot say anything to people with superiority complexes. But moving on to my next question. Your last line was that again and again you were touting the same reasons that women were raped, children were killed, people were killed, there was massive killings, there was deaths all around. Do you know what people from your own country, and if you are speaking as the representative of America now, because this statement does not belong to a scientist, this statement belongs to a representative of the United States of America. If you are representative of the United States of America, can you tell me the damage that American soldiers inflicted after capturing Nazi Germany? Do you have any records whatsoever of those incidents? And also
I have
before
records.
that,
I have records. I have records. I have
yes,
records of it.
yes.
On
I think
papers,
that no, please let me finish. I think that in your previous answer, you confused my question to be asking you whether you are a religious person or not. My question was, if you are a religious person, do you think that you will achieve salvation after what atrocities you have committed, and those things have long-lasting effects, and they are still causing deaths all around? Do you think that you will achieve salvation with what you have done? Two questions.
salvation. I believe I will attain salvation. Stopping a war doesn't. Like, doesn't mean anything, just words. I am here just saying anything and just not listening. I'm saying I've stopped the war. I have stopped the war for many more centuries. I've stopped the war for generations now. I've created something, I've developed something that's going to revolutionize the world. That's it. That's going to give me salvation. That's so simple. And another question, being the representative of America and what America did to the Nazis after the World War Second was over. I don't know about the World War One. I am not taking any credit, but of World War Two, what do you think? How many people we killed after the war was over? After we got into the Germany, how many people? I'll tell you. There was a trial happened in Germany. Most of the people committed suicide. Like Adolf Hitler, he already committed suicide before we reached there, and his propaganda minister, and so does her secretary and major counselors. But after all the persons remaining, all their inhuman activities we were doing on Jews, the number of people we killed in Germany after the trial, after a court trial, was 12. 12 people were killed by the NATO or by the Allied forces in Germany. I'm not telling about the ground forces. If they are shooting bullets to us, we will shoot the bullets. I'm talking about when the war was over, when the trial was run on the people of Germany. How many people did I kill then? Did America kill them? 12 were the number. 12 was the number. If you can. If you want, you can search it also.
Well, no, widely used in our comments were that our retaliation with Japan was an act of sorry, our dropping the bomb of dropping the atomic bomb on Japan was an act of retaliation for Pearl Harbor. And now you're saying that you defended your religion and you wanted to end the war, all those things. And also you couldn't answer my question, my original question also, that why did you not drop the bomb on Germany itself? And you decided to drop it on Japan if you wanted to stop the war.
Why didn't we drop the bomb? Why didn't we drop the bomb on Germany? Because the war was over at that point of time. The war was
Still you
over,
dropped
and
the
I
bomb.
am not a killer. The war
Still you
in
dropped the bomb.
Germany was not over at that point of time. Germany already surrendered at that
Please,
point of time. You should
Mr.
study the dates,
Sorry,
man.
not Eisenhower. Mr. Oppenheimer, I think that your psychopathy is catching up very quickly because you said that the war was over and now you're saying that the war was not over in Germany. So I want you to fixate at one statement and deliver one statement as to why you dropped the bomb on Japan and not on Germany.
Sir, you are not understanding. You are not understanding the things. Dates matter,
Please make me
time
finish.
matters. War, World War Second was started by three countries: Germany, Italy, and Japan on one side, and the other countries, majorly
I
other
don't need
countries
a
on the
lecture on
other.
history, Mr. Oppenheimer. I just want to ask you why you
I
did not
believe
drop
you
the bomb
should.
on
I believe you
Germany.
should.
You dropped it
Germany
on Japan
surrendered
instead.
first. You asked me a question, and now it's my time to answer it. Sorry, I should get some
I'm
time.
just
Actually.
asking you one last question. Please let me finish because this is taking me very long and I don't think that you are getting anywhere.
Okay, okay,
If Germany had
okay.
surrendered by then and you were building the
Mm,
bomb regardless, wouldn't you have stopped it altogether? And you still decided to drop it.
okay.
Is it because that you have too
The bomb
bloodthirsty
was.
to accept your
I
own
was
creed? Let
okay.
me finish.
The bomb was developed just for the sake of the security of the people of this world. We have other
Okay,
enemies
so now
too.
you're saying that it was security
Communist
before it was religion, and before that it was the German and Nazi Empire, and before
religion.
that it
I
was
was
very good.
religion. People saving people of my religion. Don't your blood boils when a Hindus are killed all over
Nope,
the
it
world?
doesn't. It
Because my
absolutely does not. It does not boil, Mr.
then
Oppenheimer.
then you are dead from
I'll tell you
inside.
why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because you're a scientist and you must know better that our blood actually does not boil in the first place. And even if you take it semantically, boiling your blood for the sake of your religion is not the path of your religion as far as I know. And if you are saying and if you're talking about it, then all the present conflicts about the between Israel and Palestine are justified. I don't think
The
that you
blood
can
does
tout
not boil
religion
is a
for the religion.
phenomenon. Sir,
I
the
know.
blood
That is what
boils
I'm
is a
saying.
phenomenon.
Please pay heed to my response. I'm just saying that if you are not into semantics, and even then, if you are saying that your blood is boiling, then you have just justified all the mass genocides, and you have not spared any second thought. with that same statement, you have spared
Mass
no second
genocides.
thought. Yes, because
Mass
for those,
genocides. I have not.
yes,
I have been explaining it for a minute while. I have not done anything for a mass genocide. My blood boiled, but I didn't drop the bomb on Germany. I didn't because the war was
basically,
over at that
yes.
point of time in Germany. You
No, please
have to
don't go around in
understand it
loop. No,
first.
listen.
The
Don't
Japan
go around
didn't
in a loop.
surrender at that point of time. For the sake
If
of
a
saving the
terrorist,
time, we have
listen,
to drop the
Mr.
bomb.
Oppenheimer, if a terrorist picks up a gun and decides to kill people just because his blood boiled, does he stand justified?
I didn't drop the bomb on Japan because my blood was boiling. That's the
Okay,
statement
so
from my side.
I guess I am done here, Mr. Oppenheimer. You're completely disoriented by now, so no problem. My questioning is done. Jurors, please, if you have any other questions, then you can ask. Very good, by the way, Ansh. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Jurors, do you have any other question? Okay. So we'll begin with Vanshika
Let
South
me
from
compliment
CSE.
you real good. Very good, Ansh. So to all the other first year students, you can take this as an example of what we want the mock trial to be. That people are actually engaged and involved in the discussion. So very good, Ansh, on this. Please, Srishti, you can take over.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Next, we have Vanshika South from CSE. She'll be defending Dr. S. Jayashankar in English language.
Good evening, respected sirs and respected ma'ams. Avanshika Sahu, first BTech Computer Science Engineering. Greetings to everyone. Namaskar from 1.4 billion people of Bharat. I, Subramaniam Jayashankar, stand before you today not
Avanshika,
only.
uh,
Yes,
I think so your video is not visible.
so it's on from my end.
Guys, if a person is not responding, then you have to move ahead. You cannot wait for all of them. Give them time and they can join in after a while.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Is my video visible?
No, not yet.
So I've turned on it from my end.
My audible guys, hello. Parth, am I audible?
It's okay, Avanshika.
Yes, sir, you are.
Just
Yes,
checking
yes, sir,
network
you are
issue.
audible.
Next, we have Ayush Gautam from Information Technology defending.
Till that, can we move to the next candidate? Avanshika, just check your network issue. Till that, we'll have the next candidate. Okay, just rejoin.
Okay,
Check
ma'am.
out.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
So
Am I
next, we
visible?
have Ayush Gautam from Information Technology who will be defending Geoffrey Baratheon in English language.
यार यार उसको लीव करके फिर से करो तुम करती हूँ लेकिन
So, sir, am I visible to?
Yes, you are.
So, now it begins. Good afternoon to respected ma'ams and respected sir. Ayush Gautam, first BTech Information Technology. And today I'll be defending Joffrey Baratheon. I will start. I am Joffrey Baratheon, the king of the Andals and the first man. I am the ruler of the seven kingdoms. It is my sole duty to protect my rule from the external threats. Ned Stark or Eddard Stark was a man who was swore to protect my father, Robert Baratheon. But what he did, of all of us, he did not only betray me, but also the seven kingdoms. He plotted and schemed behind my back to replace me with another king. Furthermore, he also wrote letters to the Stannis Baratheon informing of the king's landing. Now, this is a complete act of treason. He also said to the Stannis Baratheon that he is the rightful heir to the throne and that he should come and claim it. My second argument in this form would be that in the courtroom itself, he called me an illegitimate child. He said that I am not a true-born son of the Robert Baratheon. He claimed that I am the son and illegitimate child of Jaime and Cersei Lannister. But upon asking the proof, he could provide none. He even worked to spread this message among the common people. He also threatened my family members, such as Cersei Lannister, my mother itself. This is a complete act of treason, and I had to act swiftly in this matter. I had to execute Ned Stark on the acts of treason. If I would have shown mercy to Ned Stark, I would have shown mercy to my family members as well. Joffrey Baratheon is a very weak ruler and can be manipulated easily. So I had to take this execution. Thank you.
So, so Joffrey, you killed Ned Stark because you felt that he committed the crime of treason. But you yourself were not aware about your own parentage, that you were not the legitimate son of Robert. So that makes you the illegitimate, uh, illegitimate owner of the throne. And
I
you also misjudged Ned Stark's intentions. He was just protecting his daughters.
I am Joffrey Baratheon, and I knew that I am the child, true born of the Robert Baratheon, and I have no doubt in this. It was only a rumor and whispers that the Ned Stark has been spread in his reign.
Any other jurors who would like to ask? But don't you think your actions started uh, a long series of battles and fights, which, as we go on into the series, it led to your own downfall also?
The steps I have taken to execute Ned Stark was a complete justified action. If only I would have not taken that action, it would have shown the weakness of the King's Landing. And as you have said that due to this, this ignited the war of the Five Kings. It was not due to me. It was only due to the rumors that I am not the legitimate child of Robert Baratheon. And this was a complete rumor.
Anybody else from the jurors or Nyasa want to ask questions?
Guys,
Jurors, any other
I
question?
have no questions. By the way, secondary team अभी बीच में आर्यन शुक्ला सर आए थे and we couldn't identify him. So अभी वो leave कर गया दोबारा. So I was on the call with him actually. तो इसलिए आंसर नहीं दे पाया. But I have no questions to Ayush. Please carry on. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we'll continue with Avanshika Sahu from Computer Science and Engineering. She'll be defending Dr. S. Shankar in English language.
Good evening, respected sirs and respected ma'ams. Firstly, I would like to ask, is my video visible?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for answering. Good evening, for respected sirs and respected ma'ams. Avanshika Sahu, first BTech Computer Science Engineering. Greetings to everyone. Namaskar from 1.4 billion people of Bharat. Today, I, S. J. Shankar, represents nations not only as Minister of External Affairs, but custodian of nation's strategic interest and regional security. I'm here to address allegations leveled against me for not being able to maintain positive relationship with India's neighbors. So I humbly represent my defense. India's relationship with several of its neighbors are shaped by historical complexities, conflicts that have predated my tenure, and even the modern India itself. For example, territorial disputes either with Pakistan over the Kashmir region or with China over the Arunachal Pradesh region are legacy issues which have persisted through multiple governments. Diplomatic efforts take time, at least when they are at the stake of nation security. Let us consider Pakistan. For decades, our relations have been strained due to cross-border terrorism and their direct involvement in creating insurgency in Kashmir. My responsibility is to safeguard nation's interest. That includes ensuring a zero tolerance policy on terrorism. Let us consider China. In recent years, we have seen border incursions and military provocations. So, should I turn blind against such aggressions? Absolutely not. Remember, India is a country which has never ever begun a war. We have always done retaliations. So, our government responded with necessary firmness through diplomatic channels and military preparedness. Maintaining a friendly relationship at the stake of national security is not an option for us. However, we are the ones to show our commitment towards our neighbors. So let us count on. In 2014, a land boundary dispute was resolved when India and Bangladesh signed land boundary agreement. In 2015, India was the one to help Nepal during the Nepal earthquake by providing assistance of $1 billion for reconstruction works. In 2017, India stood steadfast for Bhutan during the Doklam standoff with China. In 2019, during the COVID-19 pandemic, India initiated a COVID vaccine initiative, Vaccine Matri, under which India provided vaccines to various of its neighboring countries. In 2022, recently, India was the first country to stand for Sri Lanka during the Sri Lankan crisis. We've provided them $3.9 billion in credit lines for buying fuel and essential goods. These successes prove that despite narrative of strained relationships, we have strengthened regional partnerships where opportunities developed. I submit that positive relations are not built overnight, but they cannot be built at the face of national security threats. Focus on India's strategic autonomy isn't for sale. Our foreign policy is driven by long-term goals and not short-term gains. I conclude by quoting that there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. S. Jayashankar, under your leadership, India's policy is more considered more to be reactive rather than being proactive. So, for example, in Nepal, India was blindsided by Kathmandu's sudden release of new political map, and that directly challenged India's sovereignty. How could such a strategic oversight happen under your watch? And why did India fail to anticipate or prevent these situations diplomatically? Does this not highlight a significant lapse in foresight in regional diplomacy?
So, sir, will you please just repeat your question?
I'm saying that India's political policy is considered more to be reactive rather than proactive. For example, in Nepal, Kathmandu has launched a new political map, which contains some of the districts of
Parts of
India
India.
too. So does this not challenge India's sovereignty directly? And how could you oversee such a great diplomatic lapse under your situation and anticipate these conditions previously and prevent diplomatically? So this should let significant lapse in foresight in regional diplomacy.
So this is true that in the recent Nepal has shown some of the parts of India in their map, and yes, we are working on it, and we have to deal it diplomatically, as we are not that reactive. We are rather proactive, as we do not believe in wars directly. We believe that our relations have to be maintained. Our relations have to be maintained. But when the borderline crosses, we have to also act reactively, and hence our relations worsen because of that only.
question still unanswered now. You said that's what I said. That policy is reactive instead of being proactive. So does this not show a lapse diplomatically?
Sir, firstly, the policies are made proactive only. But when the things are getting out of our hands and we cannot just sit idly to see such situation for a country which can affect the security of a country, then the actions become reactive.
But if the policies are proactive, that we should be acting previously over them, right? Like in India-China dispute, we should have safeguarded national interests before China attacked us or ceded into our lands. What is proactiveness without any actions?
So actually, as I mentioned that in my speech, these issues are legacy issues. These did not came into in my tenure. These are legacy issues, and diplomacy takes time. These are not overnight.
But
That
we,
yes,
we
yes.
didn't have any, but we didn't have any coalition with China in recent decade. But after your tenure, we had a very, rebuttal at Galwan Valley. That was so then.
So just last few words I could not hear.
I said that in the past decade there wasn't any such thing such thing with China. But since your tenure has started, we have had two disputes with China in Galwan Valley. So if it is a legacy issue, then why we are facing them currently?
So now we are becoming more developed. So people are just that they do not want to see us develop. They want to cover us from all the nations, but we cannot do that. So these things come when when the country is more developed, and so we are now more developed, and hence people do not want us to be developed.
If we are more developed now, then why we are not developing in the borderlines like China is?
Yes, sir.
If we are more developed now, then why are we not showing any development in the border areas like China is constructing roads, constructing highways so that their ammunitions, their military can reach there immediately if any situation arises? Why are we not doing anything in the border areas if we are more developed?
So I have no information regarding the border areas that we are constructing or not, so I cannot give answer to this.
Okay, any other juror, please?
So, Jaishankar
Am I
ji,
audible?
you mentioned uh, you mentioned about China. Under your diplomatic experience, we faced the 2020 Galwan Valley clash, which resulted in many casualties and it heightened tensions. And I see the biggest problem is that we do not have any leverage on China. So, under your experience and leadership, what do you think? Where you have been wrong?
So I'll take a minute to think.
You can have 30 seconds, not a minute. A minute is just a bit too long. 30 seconds.
ये बताओ बोलो हिंदी में.
Speak up.
So sorry, I passed the question. I could not answer.
Okay. Any other juror? Okay, what do you think about
Yes,
the
Dr.
Iran
Jaishankar.
case? Okay.
But if you have any questions, then
Dr.
please ask.
Jaishankar, I have a question for you.
Okay, okay, take it.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you view diplomacy in resolving such conflicts, such as the India-China and the India-Pakistan? How do you view the role of diplomacy?
Ma'am, you wasn't that audible. Will you please?
Am I audible?
No, I'm partially.
I'm asking you, how do you view the role of diplomacy in resolving such conflicts such as the India-China and the India-Pakistan?
So if the person is not answering for more than a minute, then you can move on to the next question or to the next unit. Because see, again, we all are at a shortage of time. Act accordingly. Vanchika, do you have any answer or not? You can
No,
simply
sir.
say
No, no, sir.
okay, no issues. No issues. So the if any of the next students have any questions to ask, then please go ahead or else we'll move on. Any of Raj, Rakshi, or Kishne, or any of them, Srishti. No questions. Okay, please move it. Srishti, please take over. Which whoever is going.
So next we have Vidushi Pandey from Computer Science and Engineering. She'll be defending Rahul Gandhi in Hindi language.
Disclaimer, guys, don't go berserk after seeing Rahul Gandhi. Please, and keep it short. So, Vidushi, if your setup is not complete, you can always take your time and then come back and join again. Or else it will take a lot of time for all of us. Wait for everyone. I guess she has some network troubles. So I guess she's done. She's done.
Good evening, respected ma'ams and respected sirs. Respected ma'am Vidushi Pandey, first BTech, Computer Science and Engineering. नमस्कार, मैं राहुल गांधी आज आप सभी के समक्ष राजनीति में वर्षों से चलते आए सिंगल मैन शो के विषय पर अपने विचार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूँ। मेरा मानना है कि भारतीय राजनीति हमेशा से ही सिंगल मैन शो का शिकार रही है। भारतीय राजनीति के इतिहास से यह देखा जा सकता है कि अक्सर एक या दो बड़े नेता ही प्रमुख होते हैं, जिस कारण निर्णय लेने की प्रतिक्रिया केंद्रित हो जाती है। पार्टियों का भविष्य अक्सर एक या दो बड़े नेताओं की लोकप्रियता पर निर्भर रहता है। हमने अपने देश में इंदिरा गांधी, नरेंद्र मोदी जैसे कई बड़े नेताओं को अपनी व्यक्तिगत अपील का उपयोग कर जनता का भारी समर्थन जुटाते देखा है। भारतीय समाज में नेता एक अहम भूमिका निभाता है, परंतु यह सिंगल मैन शो वाली राजनीति हमारे लोकतंत्र की नींव को खोखला करती जा रही है। चाहे हम दिल्ली के दंगों की बात करें या इन्हीं दंगों के आग में जल रही मणिपुर की बात करें, सर्वाधिक समस्या आम जनता को ही झेलनी पड़ती है। जाति व धर्म के नाम पर देश में हो रहे विभाजन को कम करने के लिए हमने कश्मीर से लेकर कन्याकुमारी तक अपने देश के हालात का जायजा निजी स्तर पर लेते हुए भारत जोड़ो यात्रा निकाली। सिंगल मैन शो, इसका तात्पर्य है कि सत्ता में रहने वाले नेता अक्सर अपनी व्यक्तिगत छवि और लोकप्रियता को प्राथमिकता देते हैं। अंततः यही कहना चाहूंगा, जो शासन करते हैं उन्हें यह देखना चाहिए कि लोग उनके प्रशासन पर किस तरह की प्रतिक्रिया दे रहे हैं। धन्यवाद।
Viewers, please. Viewers, ask the questions.
राहुल जी, जैसे कि आपने कहा भारत जोड़ो यात्रा का आपने मेंशन किया, तो आप भारत जोड़ो यात्रा को कैसे डिफाइन कर सकती हैं कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा एक पॉपुलिस्ट मूव नहीं था?
सॉरी सर, क्या आप अपना क्वेश्चन रिपीट करेंगे प्लीज?
आप भारत जोड़ो यात्रा को कैसे कह सकते हैं कि वो एक पॉपुलिस्ट मूव नहीं था और राहुल गांधी को एक नेशनल लेवल का नेता प्रोजेक्ट करने का उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं था? आप कैसे कह सकते हैं भारत को जोड़ने का उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव था? भारत टूटा कब? भारत तो तोड़ा तो कांग्रेस पार्टी के, भारत जब टूटा तो कांग्रेस पार्टी का रेजिम था। 1947 भारत टूटा, पार्टीशन। तो आई गेस जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली थी और जो चीजें थी उसमें मेन जो पॉलिटिकल डायलॉग था उसमें शायद कांग्रेस पार्टी थी। और अब आप बोल रहे हैं कि भारत टूट रहा है, तो भारत को जोड़ने का राहुल गांधी ने ठेका उठा लिया। तो आप कैसे डिफेंड करेंगे कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा एक पॉपुलिस्ट मूव नहीं था और सच में भारत को जोड़ने का एक प्रयत्न था?
सर, हमारे देश में जो जाति और धर्म के नाम पर राजनीति होती है, उससे अलग अलग धर्मों के लोग डिवाइड हो जाते हैं। मतलब कुछ धर्म के लोग अलग पार्टी को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और कुछ धर्म के लोग अलग पार्टी को। तो उस चीज को डिफेंड करने के लिए खुद निजी स्तर पर उस चीज का जायजा लेना, वो चीज थी भारत जोड़ो यात्रा। तो उसमें विभाजन वाली चीज नहीं आई, उसमें जो है देश को, मतलब उसको इन्वेस्टिगेट करना आया एक तरीके से कि उसको हम लोग किस तरह से चीजें चल रही हैं देश में।
तो भारत टूटा कब था जो राहुल गांधी जी जोड़ रहे हैं? मतलब जाति जाति और धर्म के नाम पे राजनीति लास्ट 70 सालों से नहीं होती आ रही है। सिख राइट्स हुए, कांग्रेस के रिजीम में हुए, और बहुत सारे राइट्स हुए हैं ऐसे 90s में हुए। तो
सर, अभी रिसेंटली जो भी चीजें हुई, जैसे कि दिल्ली में जब आर्टिकल 370 हटा था, तो जब लोग धरने पे बैठे वहां, तो वो काफी ज्यादा लंबे समय तक खिंचा और वहां लोगों की बातें नहीं सुनी गई उस टाइम पे।
CANRC था वो 370, करेक्शन छोटा सा।
यस सर, यस सर,
शाहीन बाग के प्रोटेस्ट की बात कर रही है ना आप?
यस सर।
वो CA था।
CANRC वाले टाइम पे जब वहां पे दिल्ली में लोग बहुत ज्यादा लंबे टाइम तक धरने पर बैठे रहे, तो उस समय वहां पे लोगों की बात मैक्सिमम टाइम तक सुनी नहीं गई थी और वो जगह कंप्लीटली ब्लॉक कर दी गई। वहां पे लोगों का आना जाना बंद हो गया था और वो काफी लंबे समय तक वो वाला इशू चला था। तो ऐसी सारी एक्टिविटीज, और फिर मणिपुर में जो जाति और धर्म के नाम पर ये दो अलग अलग समुदाय के बीच में झगड़ा छिड़ा था, ये वाली चीजें, ऐसी काफी सारी चीजें देश में चल रही थी।
तो यानी कि जो सिंगल मैन शो है वो सिर्फ तब तक है जब तक वो सिंगल मैन राहुल गांधी नहीं है। चलिए, अच्छा ठीक है, मतलब और अदर यूजर्स प्लीज टेक ओवर।
राहुल जी, एक बात बताइए, आपके हिसाब से आपने इतनी सारी चीजें गिना दी, आपके हिसाब से इसके लिए जो आपने किया उसका निष्कर्ष क्या निकला? आपने भारत जोड़ो योजना वाली भी बात की, तो उसका निष्कर्ष क्या है आपके हिसाब से?
हम उसके निष्कर्ष में जो है हमें लोगों की समस्याओं के बारे में पता चला, वो लोग क्या चीजें फेस कर रहे हैं, ग्राउंड लेवल पे जाके वो चीजें पता चली और फिर उसका समाधान निकाला जा सकता है उस बेसिस पे।
समाधान निकाला जा सकता है, लेकिन समाधान निकाला नहीं गया। तो आपके हिसाब से अगर हम ऐसे ही देखें, तो आपने तो उन पे बोल दिया है कि वो कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम भी ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि आपने भी तो कुछ नहीं किया है। इन सब का फायदा तो कुछ निष्कर्ष तो कुछ दिखा नहीं, क्योंकि कोई समाधान नहीं दिखा हमें अभी तक।
इस समय करेंटली जो सत्ता में पार्टी है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी है, जो केंद्र शासन चल रहा है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का चल रहा है। तो जो भी मतलब मैक्सिमम एक्शंस होंगे वो वही ले रहे होंगे। तो
चलिए इस समय की बात नहीं करते हैं, तो फिर थोड़ा पुराने समय में जाते हैं। तो आपने, ठीक है, आप अपने हिसाब से बताइए, पहले जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही थी आपने उनका समाधान निकाल दिया था? आप बताइए आपकी तरफ से आपने क्या, आपको क्या लगता है कि आपने क्या-क्या किया है, क्या-क्या समाधान निकले? अगर वन मैन शो नहीं है, पहली बात, तो आप सोच रहे हैं कि अभी की पार्टी कुछ काम नहीं कर रही है, आप सोच रहे हैं कि आप सब कर लेंगे, तो आप अपने समाधान बताइए, आप अपने सॉल्यूशंस दीजिए, या आपने अभी तक जितने सॉल्यूशंस दिए हैं। चलिए कोई नहीं, अदर ज़ीरोस।
सॉरी मैम।
तो राहुल जी, आप सिंगल मैन शो कर रहे हैं, और जब जनता अपना बहुमूल्य वोट दे के एक आदमी को पसंद कर रही है, अपना नेता बनाना चाह रही है, तो उससे आपको क्या दिक्कत आ रही है? आपकी दिक्कत तो ये होनी चाहिए ना कि आपको लोग पसंद नहीं कर रहे हैं, वोट नहीं दे रहे हैं।
सर, सिंगल मैन शो वाली चीज हमारे लोकतंत्र के अंदर नहीं आती है। हमारा लोकतंत्र एक सिस्टमेटिक वे में काम करता है, जिसमें अलग अलग स्टेप्स हैं। तो वो वाली चीज हमारे संविधान को जस्टिफाई नहीं करेगी।
नहीं, डेमोक्रेसी ही फॉलो हो रही है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फॉलो हो रहा है। थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करिए, बताइए अपनी बातों को।
सर, एक ही नेता की लोकप्रियता जो है और उसी के डिसीजंस लेना, ये वाली चीज डेमोक्रेसी के अंडर नहीं आती है। ये वाली चीज जो है वो एक सिंगल रूलर कर रहा है, ये कुछ इस तरीके से हो जाता है। तो जब डेमोक्रेसी की बात होती है तो वहाँ जनता की बात रखी जा रही है। अगर सिंगल मैन शो वाली चीज है तो वहां पे वो नेता अपने आप को जस्टिफाई करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और वो वहां अपने डिसीजन मोर ओवर थोप रहे हैं लोगों पे। नहीं सुनी जाती हैं लोगों की बातें। तो
तो आपके
चलिए
हिसाब
मैं
से जो आपकी सत्ता है उसमें सिंगल मैन शो नहीं होता है? आप बोलिए, आप अपने थॉट्स दे सकते हैं कोई भी। आपके क्या विचार हैं? सिंगल मैन शो नहीं है आपके में, आप इतना बताइए हमें।
फैमिली फैमिली शो है।
चलिए कोई बात नहीं, अगर नहीं आंसर कर पाए तो नेक्स्ट
चलिए
पार्टिसिपेंट जा सकते
ठीक है। मैं-
आई थिंक सो वी शुड
राहुल
मूव।
जी पहली बार
नेहा
ये
सर और एनी वे 02।
ऑडियो ऑडियो आ रही है ठीक से? हेलो,
हैं। नेहा से योर वॉइस इज लाइक वेरी वेरी
मफल्ड।
मफल्ड। यस सर।
यस, बेटर नाउ? नॉट
अ बिट बेटर देन बिफोर।
bit better, not better at all. I guess it is a network issue, not a mic issue.
बहुत धीमी आ रही है आपकी आवाज।
Hello, hello. Am I audible? Hello, hello. Voice settings check कर लो. But I'm audible, right? Although my voice is very low, but am I audible or not? Or am I completely inaudible? Cool. विदुषी, सॉरी नॉट विदुषी, हाँ राहुल गांधी जी। पहली बात तो एक बड़ी अच्छी मुहावरा है, मैं आपको उससे परिचित करा देना चाहूंगा। जिनके घर शीशों के बने होते हैं वो दूसरों के घरों में पत्थर नहीं फेंकते। दूसरी बात, राहुल जी मैं एक बात बोलना चाहूंगा आपसे। आप देखिए, इटली से अगर कोई आदमी आता है तो जाहिर है उसको हिंदी और अंग्रेजी भाषा सीखना मुश्किल है, परंतु इतना तो किया जा सकता है कि हिंदी बोलते वक्त अंग्रेजी के शब्दों का प्रयोग ना किया जाए, खास करके जब आप रिपीट और क्वेश्चन जैसे शब्द का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। तो इन चीज़ों का ख्याल रखें, कहीं अगली बार आप कभी भाषा वगैरह दें तो ये चीज़ कई जगहों पे देखी जाती है। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप जो भी अपने लक्ष्य पे हैं वो आपको पूरी तरह से मिले। बाकी मेरे पे कोई प्रश्न तो नहीं है आपके लिए, बट हाँ, यही बात है। I guess ठीक है। Vidushi, you can turn on your video by the way. If because I
Sorry.
felt like you weren't, no issues, but it felt like you weren't listening or you weren't present in the meeting. To me, at least, it appeared like that. You can move on, guys. Second year team. After thanking Vidushi for that.
Okay, so next we have Lakshapal from Information Technology, who will be defending Thanos in English language.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, respected ma'am and sirs. Myself, Lakshipal, First BTech Information Technology. Today, I'm before you as the Mad Titan himself. You may know me as Thanos. I'm here before you not as a villain, but as someone who sees the lurking threat that is imperatively going to destroy our existence and all the growths of civilization we have done so far. Many see me as destroyer of worlds, but in actual fact, what do you see when you look around yourself? Overpopulation, starving, resources being used before they are replenished, and all this is leading to a brutal and fatal end to all of us. That this is the truth that I realized after watching my home Titan demise. The universe is finite, but and the resources are finite too. My planet Titan was a very beautiful planet. It was filled with resources and vibrantly beautiful, but it saw its end approaching due to our insatiable need for expansion. I proposed a solution, a fairly simple one, solution that is fair, random, dispassionate, to halve the population, sparing us from extinction, which was upon us. They banished me, and not to my surprise, my planet fell too. The hardest of decision requires the strongest heart of wills. My plan, I offer a second chance to those who survived and a beautiful sky with no emotions of joy or sorrow, just prosperity to those who turn to dust after I snap, as it was the case on my daughter Deborah's planet. It was on the brink of extinction, but I provided them the perfectly balanced world, as all things should be. The Avengers and others may call me a monster or madman, but can they offer any solutions? I don't long for power, throne, or control. Otherwise, 6 stones, I could do anything. But I just want to liberate the load on all the resources, and after which I will rest in my garden. My way is unbiased and uniform for all beings, be it me, my children, or my army. Think of it this way: if you have only sugar, worth of sweetening just half of this water bottle, you can't expect it to fully sweeten this water bottle. It won't happen. You'll have to empty it. In the end, I would want to say my plan was never about destruction. It was about salvation, salvation to all. And now that I'm on my quest to eradicate all sorrows, I'm inevitable. Thank you.
Students, any question?
Does anyone have any questions?
So,
So
Mr.
the
Thanos,
Mad Titan.
Yes, yes, Archie.
Don't you think you should have some other options for the
There were no,
problem you
there were no,
know?
there were no other options. It was the only option. The creatures in this universe are so petty. They just use resources like they are it's for free. There was no other option. It was the only option. I saw it on my planet Titan. I can't let it happen anywhere else. So somebody had to do it. I did it.
Mercilessly killing people, destroying families, just shocking the whole world with a single decision, a snap.
What
And you
what
think,
life were they, what life were they already living? They were already going to die in some 10 or 20 or 30 centuries. The planets were not meant to sustain. They were going down. Somebody had to protect them. The resources were just going to fall short. I had to do something. I saw my own planet fall, my people fall. I have seen so many of my son, my daughters, everyone of their planets were dying. I saved their planets. What and now they are living prosperously. And either on this land or in the open sky where they are just free from all the sorrows and joys.
but Thanos, you mad evil. I think that whatever you did was not a proper solution. You just delayed the problem. Human population is going to explode. It is exploding at a very fast rate. So I think so. You have not solved the problem. You have just delayed it. And this was nothing a big psychotic breakdown of yours to show your dominance over the universe. Nothing else.
Excuse me, sir, please. First of all, I was not any mad evil. I was the necessary evil that this universe needed because if I was not there, and you are saying that I just delayed the destruction, so I provided them some more years, but the destruction would have come early itself, and yeah, giving people another chance, they may start to replenish resources. Maybe they start doing better this time. I just offered them another chance. That was all I wanted to do.
Thanos, do you have any reason? Can you give any reason why no other option would work? You said this was the only option left. So can you justify that statement?
I explored Earth just once, and some people there told me that we could have double the resources. I mean, like, how could you double the resources? The creatures in this universe, they are ever expanding. The double resources will fade away anytime. Halving the population is a much better solution than doubling the resources. That is just what I feel.
Let me just
Doubling the
quickly
resources
jump in.
isn't the only solution. There are other solutions. Why you only went for, wiping out half the population?
What are the other solutions possible? You tell me. Can I create a? I can't create any new universe. I'm not eternity.
All right, you can't double the resources. Okay, continue, Raj.
Mr. Thanos, your entire argument is coming from the
Guys, am I
assumption
audible?
that the human population. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me quickly jump in and ask one question that I have at this juncture, very important juncture. So actually, according to Mr. Thanos from Titan, Moon of Saturn, he's saying that he just rightly answered that you cannot keep doubling the resources or multiplying the resources time and again because people are an expanding and exploding community and they consume resources. But he completely failed to explain to me that you cannot also wipe out people again and again because living creatures are capable of reproduction also. So how many times
Oh
will
no
you
no.
totally wipe
I
out?
I did mention that one. Arjun, you guys are so unenlightened. I did mention that point. I said
Please
that
enlighten.
when I offered you a second. Sorry.
No, please enlighten us. Please continue.
Yes, sure. I am providing the human beings, the other half that has survived the blip, a second chance that they can use this time, start using the resources wisely rather than just wasting them. Because I know there are planets and planets in this galaxy where the resources are just being wasted. I hope that answers your
That is what
question. If not,
no, it didn't answer my
sorry.
question. That is what I'm saying. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. You are.
And is it because that you have a brain too big that you are completely inept of hearing or something? but no issues. Mr. Thanos, my original question was that if you are wiping out resources because people will expand and they'll grow and they'll consume all the resources to the point of depletion, and then you're wiping out half the population just so because you want to preserve the resources intactly and you want the people to reduce. But again, living creatures are capable of reproduction and they will reproduce and they'll regain their original strength. What will you do then? You will continue to repeat this process again and again, again and again, or
No. I can't. May I?
then yes, Mr.
Uh,
Thanos. I will do.
I think you're not getting my point about what I mean by giving them a second chance. I'm giving them a second chance that this time they can control their rate of reproduction, but also invest their times in increasing and replenishing the resources that they use, so that the
Yes,
development
please.
can be more sustainable.
Yes. So what policies did you implement to maintain their population and to just control this growth of population? Do you have any policies
Uh,
also for that? Because you just
See,
wiped out. Yes. Yes, please.
I was the last creature on the planet Titan that survived that horrific incident. And to me, my only goal was to provide everyone else that second chance. After that, it was up to them that how they will make the world better for themselves. It was not for me. It was my only target was to provide them a second chance. Because after blipping for once, I was half burned. You could have seen that. The whole of my plan was to just give them a second chance and then rest in my garden for the rest of my remaining days.
Okay, cool. So, Juras, just ask one more question and then let him leave. Because, we
Mr.
have a lot of
Thanos, so your entire argument is coming from the assumption that the human population is perpetually going to increase. But the fact is that there are certain nations, there are certain places in this world where the population has saturated, where there is no more population growth, and actually the government is offering incentives to the citizens to actually reproduce and have children.
You are
So,
things.
what is the
You,
basis
you
of
are
this assumption when you say that the population is forever going to increase? When statisticians have also confirmed that the population of the world will at some point saturate and then after that it will decrease. So,
Now I understand why you guys are called Earthlings. You only think about Earth. There are many and many planets in this galaxy. I did not wipe out half of people in this Earth. I wiped out in the whole universe. There may be cases that there are saturated populations in Earth. I have not been to Earth this many times, but I have seen so many other planets where the population is ever growing. The reproduction is so easy. For them, it had to be done.
I have one question for this, Thanos. A few minutes
Yes.
ago, you just mentioned that you just gave half a solution and you left it on the like whole universe to continue with that. Don't you think it's better to not give any solution than to give half a solution, like to do something halfway through and then leave it on people? Do you think it will be
Uh,
executed properly? Why didn't you, think beforehand the things you had to do for the goal? Because you're only completing half the goal. It's a temporary solution. It's not a permanent thing.
have you ever imagined Earth dying down? Only you are left on Earth. Have you ever imagined that? Tell me.
Maybe I have.
Is- So, how was that pain? Let us talk. I know that pain very well. I was the last man on the planet Titan, and that was too much sadness for me. I was banished. They called me madman, but I offered them the best solution. My family could have been alive, but no. The
You
the re-
you felt that pain and so you thought to take things in your hand and let everyone feel the same pain.
Yes, I'm inevitable. I had to do this because
Who
no,
made you
nobody else
inevitable?
could have. Sorry,
Who made you inevitable?
I am inevitable. I know this for a
Why?
fact because nobody.
Why? That's what I'm asking. Why are you inevitable?
I was the son of celestials. I was the son of celestials and eternals. I have that power of celestials as well as the eternals. I had to do it, and I was the last man on the planet Titan, and I can't see other planets falling to what I have seen. So it had to be done.
One thing, you didn't have to do it. You chose to do it.
But then, first I saw just one planet die, and the next second I would have seen millions of galaxies die. Do you think that I could have been I could have had any satisfaction with that, with already having that thought of Titan in my heart?
It still did not answer my question. According
Guys,
to me, as far as I
let's
can
not
see, this
take it
is
any
a
further.
temporary solution. But yeah, let's move on.
Yes, because
Other tutors.
it's getting very good.
Thank you, Vasu.
Well done, Lakshya. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Well enacted. Like,
Next, we have Shivani Kaur from Civil. She'll be defending Aurangzeb Alamgir and English language.
You'll be defending Aurangzeb in English language.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, respected ma'am and respected sir. Shivani Gaur, first BTech Civil Engineering. I, Aurangzeb Alamgir, the sixth ruler of the Mughal Empire, have often been maligned as a cruel despot. While it is true that my reign was marked by conflict and controversy, one must also recognize the complexities of my rule and the context in which I governed. When I ascended the throne, the Mughal Empire was vast, but it was teetering on the brink of instability. As I reflect on my legacy, I realize that what some call brutality was in fact a harsh but necessary response to threats both internal and external. My policies may seem harsh, but it was my way of preserving the stability and order of this diverse realm. My imposition of the jizya tax on non-Muslims was not merely an act of oppression. Rather, it was a means to uphold the Islamic character of the state during a time of significant political and social upheaval. My administrative and legal reforms too were aimed at enhancing governance and ensuring justice, reflecting my deep commitment to the welfare of my people. As for the execution of my brother Dara Shikoh, it was a painful but necessary decision. It was not simply the act of a tyrant, but a political move to prevent further civil war and division within the empire. Dara himself was deeply involved in a succession struggle, and such conflicts were a regrettable norm in monarchies of our time. I was not merely a ruthless ruler, I was shaped by the challenges of my time, and I made difficult decisions in the face of rebellion and instability. My legacy, therefore, is more complex than what is often remembered, and my methods, though sometimes harsh, were intended to secure the future of the empire. Thank you.
okay, so Aurangzeb Alamgir, don't you think that your lack of foresightedness and your lack of vision and your lack of future policy making led India to fall into the colonial hands, um, fall into the hands of the British? So, because after you died, after your rule was over, the highly centralized administrative machinery was corrupted, and the the whole nation fell local rulers. Don't you think you could have taken the path of Akbar the Great? So how do you justify that? How do you justify your highly centralized administration?
Shivani, do you have an answer?
So during my reign, the Mughal Empire was in the greatest extent. Is in greatest extent, and has the sorry sir, this answer, I don't understand the answer
Okay,
of this question.
no issue. Acha, guys, jurors, please limit the questions to one because we have it is already like 4:55 and we have been sitting here from 12:30 and we have two more slots to go. If you can just limit your questions and again, make them a bit more concise, that would be better for all of us. Yes, please go ahead
Okay,
with
so
Shivani.
Aurangzeb. Okay, so Aurangzeb, you imprisoned your father and your father Shah Jahan, and you waged a war against your own brother, killing Dara Shikoh in the process. So how can you defend such actions as legitimate means of, securing power, securing that throne when they are your family, they are part of your family, and just for an empire, you imprisoned your father, you killed your brother. So how can you defend this?
Though my actions were harsh, but it was guided by a desire to maintain stability and secure the future of the empire.
No, but the territory was much more stable during the Shah Jahan's reign. Shah Jahan was supposed to be a good ruler. He was your father, and you imprisoned him. So it was no, in no case it was in favor of sustainability and defense or balance of the territory. So how can you do that?
Let me ask one question, jurors. ठीक है? हाँ, बादशाह औरंगजेब आलमगीर जिंदा पीर द मर्सीलेस। एक सवाल का जवाब मैं चाहूंगा। देखिए, अंग्रेजी तो आपके टाइम पे थी नहीं, तो जाहिर ही है कि आप वो नहीं समझ पाए। मुझे बस एक सवाल का जवाब दीजिए कि आपने अपने स्वयं के पिता को, अच्छा स्वयं, सॉरी वो हिंदी का शब्द हो जाएगा, माफी मांगूंगा। मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि मैं जितना उर्दू में बोल सकूँ। तो आपने अपने
अब्बा।
अब्बाजान को, हाँ, उनको आपने कारागाह में बंद कर दिया क्योंकि उन्होंने ताजमहल बनाया। फिर आप जाते हैं और खुद ही अपना एक बहुत अच्छा सा बीबी का मकबरा बना देते हैं और उसका नाम भी बीबी का मकबरा रख देते हैं। तो वहाँ आपकी सारी सोच विचार करने की क्षमता, माफी चाहूंगा फिर से, आप जितना भी दिमाग चला सकते थे वो सब आप भूल जाते हैं। तो इस बात को आप मुझे बता सकें और समझा सकें थोड़ा सा, तो मैं कुछ दे पाऊँ यहाँ से। और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप उर्दू या हिंदी किसी भी भाषा में जवाब दें।
If
बादशाहों
you
पे
do not
छुट्टी
have an
अच्छी
answer,
मिलेगी
then
शिवानी, कुछ बोलिए। बादशाह हैं आप, कुछ तो जवाब दीजिए एक आध। I guess she is very nervous right now. She's unable to even
yes.
speak up. Is it me or is her video actually paused because of the network lag? Hello. He has turned off the video inputs. Shivani, are you with us? Yes, she is. हाँ, तो बादशाह औरंगजेब, हाँ, बताइए बादशाह औरंगजेब, आप कैसे अपनी ही हरकतों को साबित करेंगे कि वो ठीक थी? आपने ताजमहल बनाने के लिए अपने अब्बा को कारागाह में बंद कर दिया और आपने खुद जाके बीवी का मकबरा बना दिया, और फिर आपने, बताइए, कुछ तो आपके बोलने के लिए होगा। मतलब बोलने का मुझे मौका मिल रहा है, मैं उसके लिए बहुत खुशामदीद हूँ, बट फिर भी।
सॉरी सर, मैंने ये वाला
चलो, jurors, if you have any other questions, please ask. Please, we will get through. ठीक है, नो इश्यूज। बाय द वे शिवानी, मैं पहले तो अप्रिशिएट करूंगा ना कि यू मेड अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट चॉइस, पिकिंग औरंगजेब, दैट टू इन इंग्लिश। बट With that said, I'm massively let down that you are not very well prepared. So you could have just, prepared even better, and then we could have some fun. But no issue there. Great choice, by the way. Thank you. I guess no, the jurors have no questions.
Thank you,
Please
sir.
leave. Yes.
Okay, so next speaker is from Capital. Am I audible, everybody? Okay, so next we
Yes.
have Veer Singh from Chemical Engineering. Will be defending Thanos in English language.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, but I guess you are not
No,
visible.
you have snapped my ears out of existence, so I cannot hear.
So am I visible?
Yes, you are
Yes,
visible.
you are.
My eyes were on.
Good evening, respected ma'ams and respected sir. Veer Singh, first BTech Chemical Engineering. Today, my topic is Thanos for killing half the universe. I am Thanos. I stand before you today, not as a monster, but as a visionary, one who saw the suffering, the chaos, and the inevitable collapse of the universe under the weight of its unchecked growth. For millennia, I witnessed the devastation that overpopulation wreaks on planets across the cosmos. Resources dwindle, ecosystems collapse, and civilizations are torn apart by war, famine, and disease. I did not act out of malice, but out of necessity. The burden of being the only one to see this truth weighed heavily on me. To act was not an option, it was a responsibility. I understand that to many my actions were horrific, but let me remind you of the greater purpose balance. Without intervention, the universe would crumble under its own weight. The choice I made was difficult. I sacrificed everything to ensure that others would thrive. And yes, I understand the loss, the pain of those left behind. But through the loss, life continues stronger, healthier, and balanced. I did not seek glory, wealth, or power. I sought only peace, stability. I acted not for myself, but for the collective good of all life in the universe. To stand by and do nothing, to allow the suffering to continue, that would have been a real crime. You may see me as a tyrant standing before you, but I see myself as a savior. I see someone who had the will to do what no one else would. I see someone who accepted the burden so that others could be free of it. The weight of the stones was heavy, but the weight of inaction would have been far heavier. I leave you with this. The universe is finite, its resources are finite. If life is left unchecked, then it will cease to exist. My actions were brutal, yes, but they were the only way. It wasn't truly madness, it was mercy. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Thanos, why do you think that life has two purposes? I mean, the cycle of life and death could be a part of the universe. So why do you think that life has to perpetually continue? The objective of the entire universe is to sustain life. Why do you think?
The universe was when created, life started in it. And it is the basic thing. Life has to continue. Like,
Why? I mean, life has started, it will end someday. So let it end. Why do you wish to manipulate the ending? Maybe it is the part of the story. Maybe it is the way the things function. It is the inherent way the things function.
every life in the universe wants to thrive. They want to live. Nobody wants extinction. No population on any planet wants themselves to become extinct. But they do so, but their actions, their improper management of resources, is leading towards extinction. And no population wants extinction, no species wants extinction.
So you think halving the population would prevent extinction, would ensure, proper use of resources? According to you, that's the only option. Halving the population directly prevents extinction.
Having a balance between population and the amount of resources in the universe will allow properly all the people to thrive.
Basically, in the end, your actions were reversed, and the universe continued without, your imposed balance. So does this not prove that your idea of balance was not was unnecessarily brutal?
They just reversed my actions, but they will see the consequence in the future of reversing my actions. The universe will move towards extinction and their species will die eventually due to lack of resources. They didn't have the knowledge and they couldn't take mine. So that's the problem.
So, I mean, your plan involved, eliminating both the innocent and the guilty. So how can such an indiscriminate and random act just considered to be, fair or just?
My act was to wipe out randomly half of the population because that was the best option. Because if we try to wipe out specific people, it will just create complex network. It will lead to riots between people that who should be wiped and who should not be. Wiping them completely was the best option, completely random.
So, but by wiping half of the population, you disrupted, countless ecosystems, countless governments, countless economies, plunging many worlds into disorder. So how does causing further chaos achieve your vision of balance?
This further chaos will ultimately maintain the balance and will help them to live for a longer period of time and help them to have a sustainable approach towards their resources.
But there were many, you had the power by your infinity gauntlet, increase the resources instead of just wiping out half of the population.
If I would have increased the resources, this wouldn't have. I wouldn't be able to teach them the value of the resource. They would just start to use the resources as they are using irresponsibly and will not take a sustainable approach. If I would
So
have
guys,
just
You
increased
claim
the
that your
resources.
actions.
If you would please excuse me for a minute. So guys, we have with us respected Mr. Aryan Shukla sir, pass out batch 2024 electronics engineering with us in the meet right now. And for those of you who don't know, he is one of the founding fathers of our community. So Aryan sir, you could please
Good evening, sir.
make sir, yes.
Good
Evening, sir.
evening, guys.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, drop the father, man. It's just a founder. Just a founder,
I
not
just
the founding
intentionally
father of the club. Yeah, I know.
yes.
That's why I'm very intentionally pointing it out. Drop the father in the future mentions as well, where I'm not there to defend myself. Anyways. So yeah, guys, I founded this club with a friend of mine, Harshit Pandey. You'll probably either you'll meet him or you might have. Have you met Harshit in any form or manner?
No, sir, they haven't.
Okay, fine. So like you probably get a chance to meet him when he comes back from his job. Of course, he's also on the job, and yeah. So he was the managerial guidance to the club, and I dealt with the creatives. And mock trial was one of such creatives. I came to the college and we decided that since I had participated in many mock trials when I was a student, and here in HBTU, there were some other sorts of trials going on. The ones that I wasn't interested in. So we decided to come up with a mock trial. And why are we not doing this on stage? You
Yes,
have?
sir. So Yes, sir. So we went through a lot of brainstorming, and after all of it, we finalized this event online because first of all, there were a lot of troubles in getting the permissions. The college is
Yeah.
not very supportive now for the
Uh-huh.
permissions and
That's
specifically
true.
to our community. Although this is something which I should not be saying publicly, but yes, so it was we were left with no options but to take it online. But we are planning an offline event in the next month of November, which is actually the event of the second years, which was left incomplete. And we were also planning to complete the debateathon of the current final year seniors, but they too are very busy.
Yeah, I don't think if that will come to pass because of course their schedules are jam tight. But anyways, let's not focus on the negatives right now. Yeah, but like I did join in 30 minutes ago as well, and every the event was in full flow. People are coming up with great arguments. So there's just one thing which I noticed, and I would like to confirm since I had only joined in for 2 minutes. So, like, are they just citing the cases, like they're debating upon the cases, or they are focusing on some
So actually,
yeah, legal
yes.
technicals as well?
So
Because I don't think I heard a lot of objections based on legal grounds, right? I'm just
yes, sir.
asking.
So actually, yes, sir. So actually, the fundamental aim was not to get well versed in the legal vocabulary, but our plan was to just execute a introductory event for the first years right now, so just so that they
Oh,
can get the gist of
is
what.
it the first event?
No, sir, it is not the first event. It was the orientation, which was the first event. But on fan requests and public requests, we had to organize this online really quickly and haphazardly almost. So
Then
and also
that's
about
fine.
the yes, sir, and also about the cases and all. Actually, they are embodying personalities. So as in that someone is embodying Thanos, and then he has to defend his actions, his or her actions. So someone was Pandora, for example, a while back, and Oppenheimer. And one candidate also tried to embody Aurangzeb, but she failed. So yes, so people are actually different personalities, and then they are justifying their actions through a speech, and then we are countering and just interrogating just so that they can respond spontaneously as much as they can. So
Oh,
this was the plan.
fun. In that case, it's fine. And if that would introducing the legalese would require a lot of prep time, which you all didn't have. So, anyways, so yeah, coming to all of you, who are our first years here? Just if you could raise your hands on the Discord, if not literally.
First year juniors, if you could please use the raise hand option and please raise your hands. Scott.
And
Welcome.
just a follow up question to that, people with the cameras open, all of them are in. Some of them are recognized, I think.
So
Like,
one of them is in first year, and the remaining four are in second year. So they are actually the jurors, and I am the judge because they were lacking a judge, so I just hopped on and started
okay,
judging people
okay,
like I always do. So yes,
okay. So, who's the first year here? Is it Veer or Parth?
yes, sir. Veer is the first year, and Parth and the rest of them are jurors.
See, you guessed it right. Yes, all right. The mixture of anxiousness and flight fear and not giving a fuck, all those emotions just well presented in a first year space. Okay, fine. So, like, since you're also reluctant in raising your hands as well, so I don't think there's any first year who would want to speak a little bit about all that's going on, or is there?
I'm sure the second year would have some questions for you, if not the first years. Yes,
Yeah,
because the
okay,
first year,
fine by me.
yes, second years, seniors, if you could please ask any questions that you have for sir or anything that you want to ask right now. Or else it would get too ironical that people from Pledis are not speaking up. Yes.
First of all, I just want to ask, how are things going on in your life? Like, is it like after college, is everything going smoothly, or are there, ups and downs? How are you figuring things out?
Smoothly. Anyways, no, it's far from smooth. And it could also have a lot to do with the kind of life that I've chosen for myself, which is that I'm trying to manage a few more things along with the job. And yeah, so that's one thing that it's hard to make time for a lot of different things, which I'm trying to do at once. And the second reason is that it's come a long way from home. Maharashtra, everything has changed. The people have changed. The culture has changed. The food has changed. So it's and I don't know, like since like now I'm feeling a little safe about the fact that SBD just recruits from inside of UP. So I can, trash talk Marathis here without any second doubt. Like if anyone will get offended, because no one is there from outside of UP. So yeah, so one thing about these Marathi motherfuckers is that they consider themselves superior. They have such a strong superior complex. I mean, it's apparent in the way they talk, in the way they move. Like it could be someone as insignificant as an auto rickshaw driver. Like I'm not, being a classist here. I'm just trying to give you a picture of what I'm trying to convey. So it could be someone as insignificant as that, or it could be the GM of your company, right? GM of your company will have a little sophisticated manner in which he'll represent his superiority complex, and the auto rickshaw wala will just go out and about, right? So, like, the thing is, it just happened half an hour ago only. I have my campus, Tata Communications campus, is very near to my place of residence. So, and yeah, so I took an auto rickshaw up till there, and that was like, भैया कहाँ से हो आप? I was like, यूपी से हूँ मैं ना, तो बोलते अरे यूपी से हो आप, यहाँ तो पता नहीं सब बाहर के ही लोग आ जाते हैं, यहाँ के लोगों को तो जो यहाँ पर चाहे जितना पढ़ाई लिखाई कर ले इनको जॉब ही नहीं देते हैं, हमारे लोगों को ये वो फलाना ढिमाका, और जबकि हमारे तो काफी ज्यादा अच्छे होते हैं। मैंने कहा, "अरे भाई पागल है क्या तू? आई एम राइट हियर, आई कैन लिसन टू व्हाट यू टॉकिंग अबाउट." So basically, a fact for you guys is that Tata Communication used to hire only from Maharashtra. Like ever since its inception in Pune, ever since the headquarters got shifted to Pune, Tata Communications would always hire from Maharashtra. But since the last 2 or 3 years, they have been outsourcing their main operations to the guys from outside of Maharashtra. It could be Bangalore, it could be UP, right? So वो चला काफी देर तक, 5-10 मिनट, उसके बाद as soon as I was about to get off, I was like, हाँ भैया, जहाँ से उनको प्रोडक्टिव नहीं मिलेगी वहीं से लोगों को हायर करेंगे, आपके लोग काम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं सही से शायद. So the thing is, like, usually I'm not very outspoken about my biases, but here it's very hard to control my hatred towards those guys, man. They are just too hard, difficult to deal with. See, my main problem is with the culture that I'm facing here in Maharashtra. Other than that, everything is okay. It's just that, it's very different. So yeah, that's about it, about how life's going here.
Yes,
Good evening,
so
sir.
by the time the IPL comes, I guess you'll get to see even the harsher scenarios, more harsh scenarios. So
Yeah,
because
by the time IPL comes, I think I'll be able to disguise myself well here, because I also support. I have always supported Mumbai Indians, so I'll be like, okay, fine. For now, I'll join your superiority
yeah,
complex.
if you're talking, so if you're a Mumbai Indians fan, then you're probably talking to the wrong guy right now, because hardcore CSK fan here. So yes. By the way, please, juniors, if you have any questions.
No, fine, fine. Hard for CSK fans, I understand. And if you ever have a chance to visit Chennai, yeah, you visit Chennai to stay there or to work. है ना?
Both,
you will
both.
get the you will get so much hatred again, because in Maharashtra it's even okay, it's even bearable. As soon as you start moving down towards the south belt, na, that bias, that prejudice against the outsiders increases to another level. You must have heard of it also. You know the kind of stuff that happens in Bangalore and whatnot. If you want to work here, learn Kannada. I was like, fine, I will learn Kannada. The auto rickshaw driver will learn Java, and then we'll collaborate. What's the point? So, anyways, Parth was about to say something, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Parth,
sir.
please
Good
continue.
evening, sir. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nia,
Anyone?
sir, you're trying to say something.
I
Niyar,
have
sir,
been for,
are you trying to?
yes, I have, but not right now.
Okay. Good evening, sir. First of all, thank you very much to gracing us with your presence. Uh, uh, I myself have lived 1.5 year in Mumbai and Navi Mumbai too, and
Oh
I
man,
totally relate and
I hope you were
and
not
feel.
taking offense.
No, 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 no. I totally means basically I belong from UP, but due to my father's job, I was there. But I totally relate and feel the same about the things you mentioned, like discrimination and how they look down towards us, you know. And I've also lived in Bangalore also, and I feel the same that how they discriminate and look down on us on based on language, on our cultural preferences, and how even how we look. They how they sometimes force us to learn their language if we want some services or coordinate with them, even just to be socially accepted in them with them. And
Yeah, that's true. That's
yes,
true.
yes. And sir, I would like to ask that what do you feel about the event we are conducting right now?
Yeah, like that's what I started with. But still, to since you've asked, I'll just elaborate upon it a little. So yes, I mean, of course, the thing is that when we had started, then as I said, I was super hyped about the kind of things that we could do here in HBD because we had an open ground, right? It was open season for all sorts of literary events we could conduct because HBD hadn't seen anything like that in the past, right? It was steeped in a very different culture, and yeah, I literally asked many of my seniors. Some of whom were very literally inclined during their time. Even they hadn't seen events like these. So yes, I was very adamant about conducting as many new events as we could. New events as in unconventional events such as mock trial, word jams, MUN, and everything that you cannot. There are some events which are self-explanatory, right? Just wait a second, man. Actually, I'm on a work from home right now, and I'm not working as much per se. So just give me a second. I'll just yeah. So I just wanted to conduct such events where who were which were a little more creatively inclined than the others, and Harshit wanted to focus on some conventional events as well because they are easier to explain and they're kind of self-explanatory. Like if you mention a debate, people know what the event is going to entail. Same goes for say declamation maybe. But something like mock trial or a word jam, you have to explain people. And I was very impatient about that. But now, since we have done a couple of editions of that, and now this is, I guess, the third edition of Outline, I'm glad that it's becoming a conventional thing. People are getting used to the concept of these events, which were previously very difficult to explain. Now they are, just internalizing it. Yes, this is also a part of the normal routine. So yes, I'm glad, and I cannot pass judgment about the exact event that is going on right here because I haven't heard enough, but yeah, the concept is is what I just said.
Thank you, sir. That's the thing. We also think that we need to make a balance of conventional events, and as they promote more participation, and they are, I think, so easy to go for the students and for the participants, and as well as the host. And for the creative ones, I think so that really represents the literary side of our club, that where the creativity and imagination, even imagination lies in.
Definitely, definitely. Because when which is one of the male things can be conducted by anyone. Even some other society will come in or some other club, and if they have the motive, they can go ahead and do stuff like that, right? But our expertise and our USP lies in the creative zone, actually, because not everyone can replicate that. They'll need a research, they'll need good candidates, they need a lot of things to be able to replicate something like mock trial, suppose. Yeah.
Also, some of these associates of ours were planning an MUN for the next semester. So, do you guys have any questions regarding that, or was it all just fooling me, just bluffing that yes, sir, we'll organize an MUN? Anyone
I don't have any.
specifically? Yes, yes.
So I don't have any questions. I just wanted to have a rota session with the Aryan sir. I was really looking forward to that in my first year, but like final year was busy at that time and we just had a couple in which sir attended one, I guess. And I really wanted to have another one. And now I don't think I can have, apart from online, of course. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
No, no, look, of course, man, Rota sessions were the life of my literary experience back in college because the conversations were just amazing. Anyways, but we can do that. In fact, the thing is that I'll be coming to Kanpur in December. So if you guys don't have any immediate exams lined up, a Rota sessions is fairly easy to organize. But if you can do that, then definitely, yeah. Like, and I haven't opened my camera for this entire thing, but now I will to show you guys something. I'm 1400 kilometers away from home, and yet, wait, I'll just uh, become a baby bloomer during this time. No way to switch on my camera from. Ah, here it is. Anyways, uh, okay, this is me, and I'll just switch my camera. Yes. So yeah, I'm 1400 kilometers away, and yet I have managed to accumulate a nice collection of novels here as well. And
So I need to continue that series, House of Olympus.
I have, yes, in fact, I'm done with it. I finished it long
Trials
back.
of Apollo?
What?
Trials of Apollo, the series that follows that.
No, 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 not that of Apollo. I was very pissed off after Heroes of Olympus that they sidelined
I know,
Percy.
right?
I was like, fuck you guys.
Trials of Apollo is worse in, like, if we have to continue with it. But yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just very surprised with Rick Riordan. Like, people write
He
books.
ruined his character. Like, that isn't Percy at all. He does not act like that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a very famous book or a movie, people write sequels to it to milk off the success of that previous movie or book, right? But Rick Riordan has written different series of books to milk off the success of previous entire series of books. I was like, how much more, greedy can you be? Anyways, let's not continue on that note. And I think that's what I said last time we were discussing in the session that the rest of the people are gonna go out of sync. So yeah, but when we come, you just tell me there'll be something to look forward to when I come back home. What's the schedule of your exams in December?
So yes, sir. The November slot is a fairly, sorry, the December slot is fairly vacant, except that we have our NSEMs from 6th to 20th. We'll handle
Except
that.
except that we have an answer, of course, minor inconvenience.
Yeah. So, but
When are you inconvenienced? But still, suppose I land in Kanpur right in the middle of your ransom, then we can't do anything now. So just tell me, what's the date like? Is there any tentative?
tentative date is 6th to the 20th, 14 days approximately.
6
If
to
in case
20.
someone, yes, yes, sir.
Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. I know I'm coming in December. I'm not sure when. So I'll try to make it before that. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
I
No,
would love
sir,
to meet
you
the.
yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
Sir, I was saying that whatever your plans are, then you
Hmm.
can easily inform me. I'll convey this to second year team. Because
Huh,
I
and
have a lot to do. I am,
Yeah, and I'm especially excited to meet the first year that you all have selected,
Volunteers.
recruiters, interviews, and all.
So we haven't yet assembled the volunteers right now because we
Acha,
haven't
हाँ,
hired them.
okay, okay. Got it, got
But
it.
yes,
So when are you
we
planning to do
actually
that?
this is something for the second year team, I guess, because I have been pushing them for all sorts of things, but until now we
हाँ,
have
so
managed only this online event. So second year team
but
will
this
definitely
is great. This is great. In fact, this is great. This culture of I think very few clubs have this culture where second year is given a lot of autonomy. They have a lot of freedom, room to act on their own. Because we were also doing that. In first year, we made our own club. In second year, we were the heads. There was no one above us because we were the one who started it. So we tried to push that culture to, when we came into the third year. Of course, we were there to guide and the final decisions. But second year, I had complete autonomy to use the workforce as and when they will. So that's good. That's good that you're continuing with that.
also, sir, I had no other option than giving all the not all the powers to them, but yes, only the parts where they
Why?
have to actually because sir, I am also in my third year and I have to code and all because I have
Oh,
not been coding from the past 2 years, so that is something that is taking up a lot of time currently, recently and throughout the last few months. But yes, if any of the other second year team members have questions for me,
like if you have any questions, then just shoot. Otherwise, I'll let you go on with the event.
yes,
Ian, the first years, man, you are in the presence of your seniors, and you're super senior right now. One that is not even in college
the
anymore.
Almighty, the Almighty.
Of course, the Almighty, sure. First you go with Father and then Almighty. Nice. Uh, the pedestal keeps on rising. Anyway, so the first, I would like to tell you the first year, tell the first year that Collidus is, and they must have tell you all of this at length as well already. But I'm gonna continue that. Collidus is all about openness, right? So it's a community. We discuss things. We don't really, internalize the SBU propaganda. At least during the sessions, right? So yeah, if any of the first years, and if you do ask a question, I'll just your name will stick with me since none of the first years have. So I'm not sure how much importance that will hold in you, but you'll get some amount of street cred. So yeah, if anyone wants to ask a question in either language, if that's a bar that you're feeling.
Well, I guess the reason they're not asking is because we actually have too few of them right now with us. One,
Hmm.
three, two, so 2 or 3 people actually. Had there been more people, then they would have the cushion to ask it less awkwardly. But I guess that is the problem. For why
That's all
nobody's
right. That's all right. And yeah, so yeah, same goes for the second year as well. If you have anything else to ask, uh, then you can. Otherwise, it's all right.
Raj and Kisle, where is Kisle guys? Kisle is there. So Raj and Kisle and all the other people that have any questions for sir.
Evening,
I
sirs.
have made up any questions for sir just because they want to talk to. Please.
Good evening, sirs. I have a question from Aryan, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, sir, is the corporate
Awkward
life
silences,
as
guys.
toxic
Please,
as
please don't.
the few tech clubs in our college?
No one has
As
any
a few,
questions, sir.
as a few tech clubs in our college.
Sir, technical clubs.
Yeah. Got that. I was just expressing my surprise anyway. Okay. Hmm, let's see. Let's see if there are a tactful way to answer this question. Look, it is toxic. It is toxic. The clubs and all, but they don't even begin to compare because the thing is that the toxicity isn't about any social construct, right? It's about the people. It's the people who make it toxic. And the thing is that in a club, there can be nice people, right? Suppose you go in a particular club, and since you have since we are talking about technical clubs, so I'll take an example similar to that. So I was also in Auto Rock Lab, automation and robotics. I was active for the first and the second year only. उसके बाद I just branched out into electronic industry. So yeah, I did not club, and there were certain people. Oh, what was that? Anyways, so yeah, so in that club also there were certain people who knew a lot more. And then there was this the president, my senior, this respected Mr. Abdul Pal sir. Final मतलब he was a pass out batch of 2023 like, so he knew the most, like he was such an amazing person, such a down to earth person, that he ensured that the people who are associated to him in that club at least they don't feel the toxicity. The toxicity comes from certain people who again have the superiority complex leading from their knowledge, right? And in corporate it becomes toxic because those kind of people are way more than the nice-hearted ones. So the balance is completely shifted towards the toxicity. And the thing is, and of course, there's this pressure of meeting the deadlines and getting the work done. And but that's why the managers and the senior managers and the general managers, they are also under the gun from the upper management, the vice president and all, to get shit done. And so they put on that kind of a pressure, and along with this toxicity, just as just mentioned, from the people, it all becomes a very convoluted sort of a mixture. And yeah, it doesn't compare at all to tech clubs. If you feel that that's toxic, then you're in for a rude awakening. What's your branch, Gengar? What's your branch, Gengar?
Information technology.
So you will get a taste of that because non-tech branches they don't have that typical corporate culture. It's a little different there, but for all the tech jobs, of course. So yeah, you are in for a rude awakening. But since you're in your first year, you can make a you can have a mind makeup for that. So that would be my answer.
So,
So there's
you
this
know,
one more
right
thing.
now, just coincidentally, you were talking about Pradyumpal sir, and we just got the notice that we'll have an alumni interaction with him.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice. Yeah, he's
By the
very
way,
knowledgeable.
project, yeah, we were planning to introduce an alumni interaction domain in our in this community, but we felt like we don't have enough seniors to do that. And yeah, so we can
Yeah.
individually reach out to them instead of creating a whole new domain for it. So I was planning that actually, but at the end I stopped.
No, I get that. I get that, of course. And but ठीक like soon in less than an year, you'll have two sets of alumni. So that's amazing. I feel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
So
the something I have postponed for the next year.
so the club is growing and it's great to see. That the baton is being passed on year after year. It's amazing. And
And
as far as
also the legacy of remaining incomplete of the debateathons. So
yeah, man. That's actually that's less of a legacy, more of a jinx. The Debathon has been jinxed not to reach completion. But okay, as long as we can do some other events around it which actually reach completion. And you were saying something else as well when Meenakshi very rudely interrupted you, but since she's a senior, we can't do anything about it. So, creative maniac, I'm giving you an opportunity again to complete what you're saying. Just
they're
kidding.
actually
So she
batchmates.
does the Meenakshi happens to be my batchmate, and
You're not second.
yes, I'm
Actually,
from second
oh,
year.
okay, all right. Okay,
Uh,
then you can take
yes,
it up with her later. Just
yes, sir.
continue.
Yes, sir. I happen to be in the same tech club with her too, so I'll take it up.
I think so.
One more
Continue.
one more thing. Sometimes good communicators or who have the fearlessness to reach out to the authority are misunderstood as good bootlickers too. So is being a good bootlicker any different from being a good communicator?
It's very different. What are you
I
saying?
am I'm afraid that this is a very pertinent question, Rohan.
It's a very pertinent question. Really? Okay, fine. Then I'll give a quick clarification on that. So, look, the thing is that basically, yes, this goes back to a question that was asked to me in when I was in my final year as well. So this is a similar question. So the thing is that it's less about psychophancy and more about what people think about you. Hana, the thing is that if you're good at communication, it could be in Hindi or in English. जिसको बात कहना आता है, जिसको कॉन्फिडेंस अपनी बात कहने का, वो हिंदी में भी उतनी अच्छे से कह देगा जितना वो इंग्लिश में कह देगा. Maybe a few to get the words inside his head if he is not that good in English, but if he has the confidence, he get those words out. तो क्या है ना कि ये कॉन्फिडेंस होता नहीं है लोगों के पास. A lot of people lack this confidence to such an extent where they cannot even go up to the authorities and say that we are looking someone to do this particular task. I have trained for this task my entire life, and I can do it. They don't even have the confidence to back up the skill that they have been harnessing for many years. They are so underconfident about their communication skills. तो ये वही है ना कि जब बहुत सारे लोगों को एक कोई पर्टिकुलर चीज नहीं आती है जो तो एक को आती होती है, उससे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है सबको. और जिसको बोलना आता है ना, उससे जिनको नहीं आता है उनको बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. ये तुमको बहुत अच्छे से एक्सपीरियंस होगा, है ना. बट द थिंग इज दैट if you have two or three people that you can fight on, you can, is in the vernacular tongue of LA, not India. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not digressing. Yeah, if you have two or three people to count on, then I don't think it doesn't. Then I don't think it matters what people are thinking about you, because ये जो concept है ना, that people who are good at communicating, often speakers, they're psychophants. That comes from the public. That comes from the same public perception of comprising of those people who don't have the confidence themselves to speak. And now it's not always this case. Of course, there are certain people who use this skill of theirs of communicating to ease up the process for themselves. So well, they're doing it, so they're doing it, right? But those kind of people are very less in my experience. When I was in college, there were not a lot of people who were doing that, and the people who were doing that were doing it irrespective of their communication skills. You're getting me? उनको अच्छा बोलना आता हो चलना आता हो, पर अगर उन्हें ये काम करना है, if they have to engage in psychophancy, वो कर लेंगे. जब वन ऑन वन बात करनी होती है ना कि अरे सर बताइए ये वो है ना, तो वो वैसे भी कर लेंगे भले उनको बोलना भी ना आता. So it's irrespective of communication skills, and yeah, they are definitely not related to answer your initial question.
Yes, sir. That's why I use the word fearlessness and not psychophancy or good public speaking skills. And sir, since you are in corporate world, you can see things that we still cannot. So how long can psychophancy take oneself in life?
It can take you a long way. I know you like this might upset a lot of you, but the facts of the matter are that it can take you a long way. Because the thing is that look, if you completely rely on psychophancy and you don't know jack shit about your job, then also you can climb up a few rungs of the social ladder or the corporate ladder, but then you'll fall flat. But what I have observed about the psychopaths around me is that they do know about their job. They have certain amounts of skill, and then they complement it with their psychophancy, and that takes them a long way. Okay, but the thing is that it's a very tactful job to do, because if you're trying to butter up someone who has struggled under the hands of other psychopaths during his or her life, when so suppose there's a manager who had to go through a lot of such kind of people when he was a senior engineer, suppose for an example, and then you will face the wrath, right? So that's there. It's a very tactful job to do, and even though I mean, uh, since this is something that I'm unable to do, right? I'm unable to butter people up because I'm a very strict ambivert, right? And my extra, like right now, I'm talking to all of you. I'm barely pausing while I'm basically delivering monologues after monologues. So that's a trait that you can tie up with an extrovert. So yeah, people that are comfortable with it, comfortable with the kind of social construct where I know that I can. There's some recognition of me where I'm a complete extrovert. But when it comes to new people, then I'm very polite. I'm very courteous, but I cannot just go ahead and talk to them about their lives and what's going on with them. I don't. I just can't do that. Right. So there is this person in my job only who's very good at that. Right. But as I said, he knows jack shit about his job. So that's not also helping him, his psychopathy. But yes, he is very tactful about who to do that with. So I'm very impressed by that particular phase of ass licking. That okay, this also requires a certain amount of skill, because if you have to first judge the person you're trying to butter up. If you choose the wrong person, then it can go very wrong for you. So that's there. It's a skill in itself. So
The statement that a sycophant was once a sufferer of somebody else's sycophancy is good enough for me. Is good enough of a response for me.
could be. Okay, all right.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Is there anything else, or like Nihar, the event is still left, right? You still have some.
Yes, sir, we were in the midst of that event. Yes.
हाँ तो yeah, let's not let's I have taken enough your time. And just one last time for one question. If anyone of you has something that you want to say, uh, okay, fine. You know what? Let's not let's just wrap it up for now, this session, and you can get on with the event. And if someone has any pressing question with the thing they are not able to ask here in front of all these people, then I'm telling you, you can reach me out. You can reach out to me on Instagram, on WhatsApp. If you don't have my WhatsApp number, then Discord is always there. AR Simon is my username. And Simon, because I had taken a fancy to Simon Bolivar, French Revolution, if you guys have heard of it. Anyways, so and it also shares its initial with my second name, Shukla. So AR Simon. And as one funny story, as fate would have it, we are also given credentials here in Katagong. So my credentials are this only, AR Shukla. So I was like, okay, AR Simon, and now I have to grow up. So AR Shukla is it. So okay, so yeah, you have all these places where you can just drop a message, and I will reply. I don't know when, but I will, uh, because my schedule is literally jam packed. Even right now, I'm on my laptop, to getting work done. So that's it from my side. And okay, so it was very nice interacting with all of you. All right.
Yes, sir. For the username part, any day better than Dean Controller's examinations. And
अरे यार, I had taken that, but I had taken the username because at the time you all were talking about cheating in exams and whatnot. So I thought I'll drop in as a theory and yeah, nice laugh, but not a lot of you noticed. So yeah, well, so okay, fine. But no, that was just for that one bit. Now I don't want it to be anything related to LGBT other than colitis. So yeah, so it's gonna be our Simon only.
so I
Fine now.
don't think anyone has any questions for sir.
Fine, fine.
Thank you, sir, for taking time out and
Yeah,
paying a visit
definitely.
to this server, which was empty for quite a while now, and now all of a sudden people are there. So yes, I guess we should continue with our event. And
Definitely.
thank you for. So, sir, will you be leaving this meet, or are you?
Let's see. Let's see. I'll probably stay here for a few minutes, but then eventually I'll leave.
Good. No issues, sir. So second year, please carry on the event. We were at Veer, I guess. Veer Singh.
Yes. So Veer Singh, please.
So, apart from the questioning, I don't think that Veer has anything else left to say. Not the questioning, the answers, I guess. So, the jurors, if you have any questions, I was completed with my questions and answers. Any of the jurors, if you have anything to ask, then please, and or else you
I
should.
think so. We should move forward, sir. I think so. We should move forward now.
Yes. Okay. So what, like the hosts have left the meeting or what? Which and Srishti were the hosts, right? Yes.
So the next we have Rudra Tripathi, first BTech, Electronics Engineering. He'll be defending Dr. Jawaharlal Nehru and his language is English.
Good evening, respected men and respected sirs. Sir, I'm out.
Yes, you're both. Both audio and video.
Good evening, respected men and respected sirs. Both the party first BTech Electronics. Sir, my topic Jawaharlal Nehru defends on passing the Kashmir issue to the United Nations rather than intervention of the. Sir, my argument is if we can put the
Sorry for interrupting. Rudra, you might want to fix your audio setup because your voice is muffled, very unclear. Either be a bit more loud or. Also, second year guys, when do we have the next slot? Next slot for conducting the right. Second year guys.
Good evening, respected
Yes,
sirs.
Just a minute, Rudra. Yes, Parth.
So we are thinking after completing this plot, we will take a break of maybe 15-20 minutes, and then we will continue with slot 3.
What about
We pro-
even the night around 9 to on the higher side of after 9 basically. So around 10 or 11. If these guys are free and you are free, I try to gather
Yes,
all
sir.
of us.
We look forward to wrap up the event by today
You
or
look forward to
midnight.
Acha, by today. So I guess that
Yeah.
should be fine. Taking it up again at 9 or after 9. Because I have been sitting here for like from 5 to 6 hours. And you guys have also been. Please decide about it. And the same time, yes, please, Rudra, please continue speaking.
Yes, sir. Good evening, respected men and respected sirs. Ruth Party, first BTech Electronics Engineering. So my topic is Jawaharlal Nehru in defense on passing the Kashmir issue to the United Nations rather than himself taking the military action on the same. So my argument is that if we can go to the United Nations, then Pakistan will definitely will and showcase itself as a victim of India's aggression, and that will eventually create international pressure on us. And and we as a newborn country, how we handle the international pressure of major superpowers like USA and Russia, and not have other option rather than going to United Nations because uh, we do not have enough resources and economy to wage a war against Pakistan. And yeah, we all know the social, political, and economical situation of India at that time. Majority of India population does not have enough food and basic facilities. So, at that condition, how can we think to fought our war? And second is that if we took a military action in the Kashmir case, then it will uh, and then it will create an ease for Pakistan to make a strong claim on Junagadh and Hyderabad because there were also similar conditions are there. In Junagadh, the majority population was Hindu and the ruler was Muslim, and he has also signed the instrument of accession to Pakistan. Now, there we uh, decided to done plebiscite, not using the military forces. And if we use military forces in Kashmir, then definitely it will create a bad international image for us. And despite of all these circumstances, if we decided to took the military action, then the geography of Kashmir Valley will create a difficulty for our soldiers to fight. And
Excuse me,
hence,
Rudra, just for a second. Sir, I guess your mic is on. If you're trying to say something on. You guys carry on. We'll see if sir has anything to say. Also, is somebody, someone checking the time on the speech? I guess it is past 2 minutes. Someone monitoring the time or not? Because you were monitoring the time, I guess. It has crossed 2 minutes. So you should inform them when it is exceeding the time limit. Anyways, jurors, please ask your questions if you have any.
Okay. So, Mr. Nehru, you mentioned Junagadh, but you did not mention Hyderabad, where the Indian government used force
audio clearly आ रहा है
to
sir.
annex Hyderabad. Furthermore, Indian government also used force to annex the northeastern states. So, what was stopping Mr. Nehru to take military action in Kashmir when it was necessary?
1 minute audio is not here. I think.
Am I audible?
I guess he has some network lag at his end. Because even his speech was not very fluent. Not in that sense, but because of the network. Rudra, are you here with us? Rudra. So he has left. I guess he'll join in again. But by the time he joins in, I guess you should move into the next candidate. Whoever is eligible. Yes. Christy, switch off. Anyone? Guys, this uncomfortable silence is not helping. Anyone from the second year team, the hosts?
I guess Neha Chauhan is next from the list. Neha Chauhan, civil engineering.
Neha Chauhan is up, but where are the hosts?
So next we have Neha Chauhan from First BTech Civil Engineering. She'll be defending Dr. S. J. Shankar and the languages. Neha, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, respected ma'am and respected sir.
Yes, Neha,
Can I
you go
start?
ahead. Yes, please.
So, good afternoon, respected ma'ams and respected sirs. Today, I, Neha Chauhan, is going to defend as S. Jaishankar. I, S. Jaishankar, totally disagree that I have failed to maintain positive relations with neighboring countries. When it comes to India, we have complex relationship with neighboring countries due to its historical context involved. Uh, okay. So, our India's neighborhood first policy is the initiative that India had taken for the neighboring countries, committed. I think I have forgot. Sorry, sir. I think starting का थोड़ा सा रह गया है मेरा. Can I take 2 minutes?
You want to repeat? You can take 2 minutes, but we'll go ahead with other candidates in the meanwhile.
Okay, sir.
Don't be nervous, sis. You've been a guy. Very respected. Guys, please move ahead with the next game.
Okay, so the next
Neha,
we
kindly
have
turn off from.
Kshitij Chaturvedi.
I muted her. I muted him.
Yeah, so next we have Kshitij Chaturvedi from First BTech Mechanical Engineering. He'll be defending Dr. S. J. Shankar and the language is English.
Hello, am I audible and visible enough?
Not very properly. You're not audible very clearly, Kshitij. Your voice is very muffled. Meanwhile, security team, I'll just quickly go grab a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, you continue. Would that be a problem,
Is it
guys?
sort
If
of
I
better
leave
enough?
for time? Security team.
Kshitij, can you
Yes, sir, yes.
without the earphones?
Uh, Actually, I can't hear.
I think now your voice is all right. Try speaking once.
Good evening, respected ma'ams and respected sirs. Respected ma'am, Kshitij Chaturvedi, First BTech Mechanical Engineering. Should I proceed further?
Yes,
Yes,
you can.
yes, Kshitij, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll be enacting as Dr. S. Jaishankar, and I'll be disagreeing to the statement that I have been failed to maintain good relations with the neighboring countries of India. See, as far as the relations of India with the neighboring countries are concerned, the foremost priority of India has been to satisfy and fulfill its national interests and the regional stability in the region, as well as we are up to the pursuit of national coexistence with the other countries as well. But the problem persists when, due to some historical and political contexts, we didn't get the same coordination from the other parties as well. In the case of, for example, Pakistan, uh, we have to face continuously the cross-border terrorism due to the unsolved Kashmir issue. And this is something which is not being dealt seriously by the Pakistan government, and they are providing kind of shelters to the terrorists as well, because of which the relations are getting disturbed continuously. We have done several efforts by isolating them diplomatically and trying to impose restrictions on them, but still they are not up for any serious kind of discussion over that. In the similar fashion, we have China. We have some competitive kind of relationships with China, some trade treaties as well, but the problem persists when there are the policy of border expansion comes into play. They have completely overpowered Tibet, and they try to intimidate into the internal politics of some other small nations like Sri Lanka and Pakistan by using the debt policy they have, and they try to create a monopoly in the region of Indian subcontinent, which is not acceptable by the Indian government, as we cannot let the power to shift in the one corner only. These are the two major neighbors, I think, that have created issues in the region of Indian subcontinent. We have some other problems with the certain other neighbors, but I think the time limit is not that enough. So I think thank you. What? Okay, so I think I may proceed further from now. Okay, so there have been the issues with China, there have been issues with Bangladesh and Sri Lanka as well. The problem with Bangladesh comes when we have the refugees problem of Rohingya Muslims coming illegally through the West Bengal borders. We have the Tista Riverfront Treaty that remained unsigned due to the some internal politics of India as well. But the major plus point of India comes because we have always been a helping hand for the entire world. Like, we always try to help the needy. We have provided a lot of help to the Sri Lankan government in the recent times when they faced the failure in their government. We have aided the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, which was completely important, very important diplomatically for our relations.
and there are certain other uh, stands of India as well that are completely intended towards making the relationships more diplomatic and friendly. But the main problem of not having some good relationships is that we are not having equal coordination from the other sides as well. This is something which need to be fostered from their side. Thank you.
So, Mr. Jaishankar, I'm sure as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, you must be aware of the fact that Pakistan is a failing state. Pakistan is currently undergoing an economic crisis, a social crisis. So, how do you think the uh, the relations of India and Pakistan? How do you see the future of relations of India and Pakistan due to this, due to the political, social, and economic crisis in Pakistan?
See, if we talk about the future terms, I think the more important for India is to firstly fulfill the its own national interests. We are ready to make the relations even more diplomatic and friendlier, but it can't be done on the cost of India's security as well. Firstly, when they are able enough, willing enough to carry out the strict actions over their terrorism activities, then only we will proceed further for any other diplomatic relations.
And do you think this economic, social, and political crisis in Pakistan, whether it will increase the cross-border terrorism activity or it will lead to a decline in this terrorist activity?
I think and I wish also that it should be declining because when the Pakistan is not surviving at a very good stage, they must also need some help from something, and India is there always for help if they are even willing for the stopping the terrorism and agreeing to our points as well. So I guess the terrorism activities should stop up to a moment because it is something which cannot go further. They have to stop it.
Uh, Furthermore, how does India plan on dealing with the China's string of pearls policy?
Sir, can you repeat?
How does India plan on countering China's string of pearls policy?
So the policies of China have been dealt at a very at various different stages. We have some multinational, we have some talks on multinational levels as well, like, and we have some informal bilateral summits as well. Like if I recite one of them in 2018, Wuhan, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping had some informal meetings, and similar meeting was done in 2019 Chennai, where the both of them tried to resolve the bilateral relations, and we have also tried to take the topic to the multinational summits like BRICS and all. So we are continuously trying to talk that level, and also we are trying to give them retreat as if they are kind of making some aggressive infrastructure near the sensitive areas of Xinjiang and Tibet highway and the China and Nepal highway. We also having some developments like we have ties with the Chabahar port of Iran that that kind of hinders the China's way of Pakistan economic corridor. These are the various ways I think, or and also for the maintain the public to public relations, there have been some tourism activities that a lot of people in India and China are following Buddhism, so we also try to um, foster some person to person relations as well so that the things can turn out to be better.
China is officially an atheist nation. So,
Sorry.
in fact, when China is officially an atheist nation, and in fact, when China occupied Tibet, the Chinese government, the Communist Party of China, expelled Dalai Lama from Tibet. So, and India's relations with China are to this day sore on the fact that the Chinese government wants India to hand over Dalai Lama to them. But anyway, other jurors, please take over.
The China's strategy that yes, China have already problem from the Dalai Lama. India is hosting Dalai Lama as they have overpowered the Tibet issue. So they also have been again intimidating that Dalai Lama should be given to them because Dalai Lama is also an important personality for Tibet. But probably the what is the policy of India has been that we provide shelter to the needy and the politically important, and Dalai Lama is also politically and culturally important people. So it is our foremost responsibility to shelter first him.
You are sheltering the needy, but you are calling the Rohingya a refugee crisis. So, hypocrisy है.
So the refugee shelter is kind of an illegal immigration, but the hosting the needy are when they are requesting that we had some past relations. So currently I'm in need.
They,
You may
the
provide us.
Myanmar government unleashed a genocide on the Rohingya minority. So
Sorry, sir.
I think they are needy. The Myanmar government unleashed a genocide against the Rohingya community in Myanmar. So I guess they are needy. They need our help.
So they might be
I would
needy.
request
I
other
agree, but
jurors to. Yes.
Guys,
okay.
don't drag it for more than 10 minutes because it becomes very
Sir, actually,
inefficient.
I'm not getting the voice properly.
No, Kshitij, I was not.
Other
hello,
jurors, please.
Am I audible, guys? Hello.
You are. Yes, you.
Yeah, actually, I spilled tea all over my headset. I was just saying that, see, don't drag it for more than 10 minutes because that way it gets very inefficient. I'm not, Kshitij, I wasn't talking to you, so you don't need to listen very carefully. Second year team, yes, you guys. Please continue. And I'm here
Yeah.
overseeing. Please.
So,
Please.
Sangaji, my final question to you: that in the Russia-Ukraine war, you had a very neutral stance, which promoted very negative and you know not so good suggestions by the Western nations. Means they condemned our stance for the Russia-Ukraine war, and that really affected our real relations. What do you think about that?
Sir, actually, as I told in the very first line, that India's major priority is to fulfill the national interest, and Russia has been that kind of friend that has supported India from the day of independence. Since in the previous wars with Pakistan and other nations, Russia has been an inseparable friend of India. So we have to be more and more diplomatic with the Russian government, and but also we have tried to talk. I and Narendra Modi have also tried to talk to the President Vladimir Putin, so to at least control the genocide and stop the war in the best possible manner. But we had to maintain the diplomatic relations as well.
How do you call it diplomacy when your actions cut our relations with other Western nations?
So other Western nations are also important, but we cannot. I think we cannot choose them over Russia. I think Russia is more important and has been the more important for India.
Okay, fine. I think so. We can move forward. Any other juror? Anybody?
You guys should move ahead right now, I guess, because it has been
Yeah.
enough of questioning. Thank you, Kshitij, by the way. I
Okay.
couldn't listen to
Thank you,
your
Chit.
speech.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Next we have Neha Chauhan. Neha Chauhan, are you ready? Neha?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I think so. Then you should begin.
Actually, I had muted her.
Yes. Today, Aina Chauhan First BTech Civil Engineering is going to defend as S. Jaishankar. I, S. Jaishankar, totally disagree that I have failed to maintain positive relationship with neighboring. India has complex relationship with neighboring countries. Due to its historical context with it, India always India always play a supported role to its neighboring country when it comes to economic aid, providing economic aid, healthcare facility, uh, security cooperations. Then it comes to cultural exchange. India provide loan to Bangladesh for their infrastructural development, providing scholarship to their students and opportunities for this Bangladeshi student to come to India and to get education benefits. India provide training and equipments to the Nepal army and to Nepal army. And India support 12 India support 12 committee development projects to Nepal, including construction of school buildings, uh, healthcare facilities, then agriculture facilities. India, India also tried to maintain good relationship with Pakistan on by doing the bilateral talk on key issues like um, on key issues like security, trade, like cross-border terrorism, and we also try to maintain the cultural exchange with Pakistan, like sports, arts, and which will lead to the development, building the people-to-people communication connection. And if you talk about China, we have also tried to maintain good relationship with China. We aim to enhance trade. We aim to enhance trade relationship with China by initializing investment and by initializing investment and economic partnership with China. Okay. So when it comes to China, we also engage in economic exchange, tourism, cultural exchange,
Hey,
and
Neha,
that
Neha,
also.
that
Yes,
should
sir.
be it, I guess, because you have crossed this time limit, I guess, 30 seconds before. So yes, so I guess before the jurors have to say anything, I'll say one thing. Two things, in fact. First thing is I'll have to ask you this: Am I audible or not? Am I clearly audible or
Yes,
not?
you are audible.
Okay. So yes, the first thing would be that failing is good as long as you are learning from it. It is almost recommended that you fail. Second being that I'll appreciate you for one thing at least, if not other, that you are not looking towards the screen or you are not reading it out. Because when people look up
Yes,
and
sir.
their eyes are looking up, then it signifies that they're thinking and then speaking. So this is something that we want
Yes, sir.
people to inculcate. Apart from that, very poor delivery and please
I
improve on
know,
your
sir.
ODP.
Sir, what happened is I just forget everything due to the nervousness and सर अभी हुआ है कि सुबह से बैठी हूँ तो कुछ खाया भी नहीं है और सर वही है कि नर्वसनेस सर बढ़ती जा रही है तो सर उस चक्कर में सब भूल चुकी हूँ
Yes.
जो भी याद किया है सारे
We
पॉइंट्स
all
सब
have been there and done that. Yeah, don't worry. We all can very much relate and also see again. This is exactly how you learn. ठीक है तो ये तो रहेगा. And tutors, if you have any questions to ask, then please do. I don't have any questions. I wanted to point out these two
Okay,
things.
Jay Shankar, I have few questions this side. My first question is that we are not having very good relations with our neighbors, and talking specifically about Pakistan, we are surely not having very good relations with it. And talking about the Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue, since we are not having good relations, we cannot solve the issue diplomatically. And since China is completely funding the surrounding states around Kashmir or surrounding nations around Kashmir, it's very tough for us to solve the issue using our strength. So, what will be your take on solving the Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue?
sir can you please repeat the question because I didn't get it.
Okay, I'm repeating the question. The question is, there are two ways to solve the Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue. The first way is solving it diplomatically, but that is not possible because we are not having good relations with Pakistan. And the second way is solving it using strength. but do you feel you can solve it using strength while China is continuously funding all the nations around the Kashmir region? So, what will be your take in solving the Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue? This is the basic question.
So what is the last line? What is the
What is your take on solving the Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue?
okay, sir. So Pakistan occupied Kashmir issue. If we talk about Pakistan, Pakistan has ever lie on our side. We cannot we cannot have like diplomatic what you were right what you were saying that we cannot have diplomatic discussions or we cannot solve it on the basis of diplomatic discussions. So yes, we can use manpower there for solving the LOC or the territorial related issues.
But I feel the
We
defense,
cannot.
I feel the defense minister
We
of
need
our
to talk them
country.
in their language. No, we cannot. Yes, sir. So we cannot solve this problem through discussion or whatever the thing is because they are doing the territorial. They are doing that terrorism or they are frequently violating the ceasefire of LOC, and so we cannot talk to them and just solve the problem. We need to have the manpower. We need to answer them in the way they are doing with us.
But Mr. Jaishankar, I feel someone from your cabinet, that is the defense minister of our country, Mr. Rajnath Singh, actually quoted in a press conference that it will be better for India to solve the POK issue diplomatically. So I feel you are contradicting his point right.
Maybe, sir, because I have nothing to say.
Okay, no issues, no worries.
I think, sir, I just lost everything.
Fine, yeah, it happens. You did well. I mean, um, I was the one who took
So
your
I know
audition.
it is the worst thing. But still,
Hey, she is the
I
last
don't know
candidate
sir,
for
what
this
has
slot, right?
happened today. सब चीज उठ चुका है अभी दिमाग से.
Guys, she is the last
कोई
one,
नहीं
right?
होता.
In this slot.
Yes, yes.
Am I audible, guys? Anyone please
Yes, sir,
validate
you
the
are
sound?
audible.
Okay, cool. Neha, again, what I'd recommend is your mic is causing some issues, I guess. You know, there is some unwarranted noise that is coming to your channel. So please, if you could mute yourself. Yes. Yes. So what I would recommend is that you go back and you exit this process. You go back and you try to read as much as you can and listen as much as you can to people who speak and to people who write. Because see, when you're thinking, when your eyes are going up and you're looking towards the skies or the ceiling, so then you are actually searching or browsing for ideas. And in that case, you need to have a repository in your hindsight that will aid you in such moments. So for that purpose, again, your research should be top notch. And coming to the oratory portion, oratory portion is again a lot of imitation, if nothing else. So for that, I guess you're doing fine. You will get good with practice. But again, if you are poor on the oratory part, then you should back it up with your research and your counter arguments or your answers. If you cannot deliver a speech properly. Second being, if you're this dedicated, then again I'd recommend is that you should work upon this skill because if you have been waiting since the morning and you are empty stomach, then gobsmacking dedication, kudos to you. But again, I reiterate my first statement that failure is good as long as you're learning from it. So needlessly failing is not recommended. And please go back and work upon the things which I mentioned. That you need to have a storage of ideas just so that you can bombard the questioner with your answers. Or at least if not bombard them, you could have simply visited some of those interviews that S. J. Shankar participated in and
you would have some of these answers, because the jurors are going to very particular issues and instances where instances of contradiction and hypocritical statements, sort of. So to counter that, you can never have enough research, but again, you can have that oratory skill and that basic level of what can I call it? Basic level of quick-wittedness, if we can gauge it properly. So that is something you can imbibe in yourself, as far as I can tell. Because nervousness is another thing, and having a lack of this scarcity of ideas, that is totally another thing. So yes, and instead of switching the language from English to Hindi, you should try as much as you can, and you should force yourself as much as you can to speak in English. That is when the mind actually rewires itself to speak and think in English, because language is first thought and then speech. So for every language in the world, you have to start thinking in that language. So these are some basic guidelines and pointers that I can share as of right now. And apart from this, I guess yes. So the jurors, if you have anything else. And also, let's not keep her for long if she's the last one.
I guess we should move forward.
And I'll keep in mind
Thank you
for
so much,
next
Neha.
time. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Neha, then
Thank you,
we have
sir.
to ask you to leave now. Thank you for joining, and thank you for waiting very patiently for this long. So yes, if you have anything to say, then you can speak up or you can leave.
Okay, sir. I am leaving.
Okay, so I guess we are all done with yes. Only the second year is here, right? Muskan, is Muskan from the second year, or is she someone from the first year? I hope she's from the second year.
The
The second year.
Okay. ठीक है भाई. Someone is waiting in the icebreaker channel. The Mansi Jain girl. Please go and inform her that the next slot will take place later on. Who can? She has already left. So she's here. Mansi Jain. Mansi, if you are from the first year, then I'd like to inform you that the next slot will be taken up later in the evening. Hello.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes. You can leave for now. Rudra Singh has re-entered. Yes. Rudra Singh, you're from the first year, right? Rudra.
Excuse me, sir.
Guys, yes. So I guess the first year is still joining. Yes. Who was speaking?
So,
Was it Priyanka? Yes.
so
Yes, yes. Please go ahead.
actually, I had asked them to join because, so can you please confirm the time? Will it be around 9 so that I can message them regarding this so that they will be joining at that time?
Yes. See, this is a question that I should be bouncing back to you guys. तुम लोग मुझे बताओ कि अब देखो, मैं भी 12:30 बजे से ही बैठा हूँ लगभग, और 6 बज गए, और मोस्ट ऑफ यू हैव बीन हियर फ्रॉम द आफ्टरनून itself. So what I'd recommend is that you take a break for like 3 to 4 hours, and then you come back, because I don't think that more than 20 people are left. Only 16 are left, and for the closing
12
ceremony,
people are left.
12 people are left. So we'll easily wrap them up in what, about like
Yes.
hour and a half.
Sir, 1.5 hour. Yes, sir.
So let's
Yes.
consider 2 hours, because everything is taking time over here. So practically, I think 2 to 2.5 hours it might take.
So 9 would be a suitable time. 9 p.m.
Yes, sir. 9 should be fine.
Okay, sir.
Or we should keep it 8:45. So
See, what I'd
we'll
recommend is
start by 9.
you guys have a voting process.
30.
No,
Yeah.
the thing is that the first year would also have some engagements, right? On Sunday evenings. So you have to take that into consideration as well. I'm also sleepy यार, नींद रात से सोया नहीं हूँ. बट ये है कि तुम जितने फर्स्ट ईयर है उनसे एक बार कंसल्ट कर लो. स्लॉट कंसल्ट मत करो यार, तुम लोग डाल दो 9 बजे के आसपास, बिकॉज नो इट इज नॉट टू लेट एंड नॉट टू अर्ली. So ample time for you guys to take
या
rest.
फिर सर, कल करवा ले, क्योंकि कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं slot 1 से जो कि
Try to
आए
wrap this
नहीं.
up today itself. Try to wrap this up today still. The people who are absent, उनको यार अब पता है, see, ये इतना serious event है नहीं. First of all, in the sense that they'll have better events to participate in. in the coming future. By better, I mean more dynamic and more open. In short, offline events. तो उन लोगों को ये रिकमेंड करके थोड़ा एक ना पैसिफाई करके और सॉरी बोल के बोल दो कि अभी सी इफ दे आर वेरी वेल प्रिपेयर्ड एंड दे हैव पुट इन द टाइम एंड एफर्ट एंड इफ देयर हैव बीन सम emergencies that have risen up unprecedentedly, so you can inform them that they can join in the evening if they can, or else no, this is something for you guys to take up, because see, I won't be free tomorrow. I won't have even a minute of time for myself even. So what I'd recommend is that try to wrap this up, and for those who are not present today or who won't be able to join it today, then only the second year would have to take them up tomorrow. Because I have dedicated like almost a whole day, considering the waking hours, which are almost 12-14 hours. And I had a lot on my plate today, so no issues, but see, this is my responsibility. She's someone from the first year or second year? Okay, shit. So first year guys are already in. To all the first year people, I'd recommend that you guys please leave the meeting. I don't recommend, I'd request. Because this is exclusively for the second and third year right now.